My name is James Rowlands, and in 2015 I started a WNR podcast with my friend
Dan White. And every month we bring you the latest collections, newest content, 205 Live and the crown jewel of the WNR NXT update.
Also each month the latest pay-per-views, and we are live not only for the Big Four but every takeover as well.
Plus in 2019 we go back 20 years and witness the Attitude Rise and the WCW's demise.
Until we've watched everything, we are with you, and we are the WNR. Yes, hello, I am James Rowlands, and as always I'm joined by
Dan White.
And today it's the Wnr207, it's WWE Wrestlemania. But before we start, let's start with the alternate intro. And turmoil has engulfed the Galactic Republic. The taxation of trade routes to outlying star systems in dispute. Hoping to resolve the matter with a blockade of deadly battleships, the greedy Trade Federation has stopped all shipping to the smallest planet of Naboo. While the Congress of the Republic endlessly debate the salami chamber of events, the Supreme Chancellor has secretly dispatched 2 Jedi Knights to the Guardians of Peace and Justice in the Galaxy to settle the conflict. And that is from Star Wars The Phantom Menace, which unbelievably came out 20 years ago. But now time for the intro.
In 1999, WCW and WWF were the 2 biggest wrestling companies in the world, and for the past couple of years had traded the number 1 slot. But as the year started, it seemed WWF had a plan to continue its hugely successful Attitude Era, while WCW has seemingly lost the plot. Rather than focusing on younger talents like Booker T, Jericho, Benoit and the Super Over Gold, it instead pushed over the hill stars Hogan, Piper and Flair, and continued the NWO even though it had passed its peak. This year, the WNR podcast go back 20 years and witness WWE's rise and WCW's demise. This is WWE vs WCW, Monday Night War, March 1999.
Well, we've had WrestleMania 15, an episode of Raw and Nitro, but we start the build up to Mania with Heat. So we're going to start off with Sunday Night Heat, episode 35, March 28th, 1999, the hour before WrestleMania 15.
So this is basically the WrestleMania kickoff.
Yeah, so what better way to kick off than with kickoff? It's like I've never seen, even though I've seen this WrestleMania hundreds of times, I've never watched the kickoff either.
Well, Vince McMahon and Paul White interview to start the show. Announcers hype that White is in The Rock's corner, hinting again at an alliance between Big Show and Austin. Vince McMahon says the images of this WrestleMania will surpass those of all before it. He says many of the fans have prayed for Austin to become champion tonight, but most of them are in for a major disappointment. Major disappointment because of 3 reasons. Reason the first?
Well, there's no DQs in a title match is the new stipulation. Number 2, The Rock is the better man. And number 3, the sleeping giant with a chair shots on White last Monday, and that Austin is looking at a man who will referee the main event in Paul White.
Well, White says that Austin has gotten his attention, and that is not a good thing. Paul tells Mrs. Foley that her son will come home looking a lot different than he came in. The Big Show says that since Mankind likes pain, he will love what is in store for him later tonight, and that he will move over Foley on his way to becoming the referee at WrestleMania 15. To make sure the title stays around the waist of The Rock. He says that he's not afraid of snakes and will skin Austin later on when he is finished with Mankind. And then he says that he's going to sit by the back door and wait for Austin to arrive, and he will destroy him and throw him in for The Rock. And that's not the bottom line, but the last word. Vince concludes by saying Austin has no chance in hell of becoming champion tonight.
On commercial in the backstage area, Vince McMahon is telling White not to attack Austin because he needs a main event for WrestleMania.
And our first match is Ivory with D'Lo Brown going against Jackie with Terry Runnels.
Well, announcers hype the fact that Ivory holds a victory over Jackie. Jackie attacks Ivory with kicks and a snapmare. Terry Reynolds joins the announce team as Jackie power slams Ivory. Backdrop by Ivory counting a powerbomb and 2 leg drops to follow up. Irish whip and a weak power slam for a 2. Jackie backed into the corner and beaten by Ivory. Kick to the gut and a back suplex by Jackie. 3 count for Jackie. And just like that, she wins the match. Jackie attacks Ivory as Terry Reynolds comes in and burns her with a cigar. As PMS attack, Tori runs down and saves Ivory, hitting an alliance between the two. The trainers, EMTs, referees down to check on Ivory from her cigar burn.
We get a clip of DX entering the arena as Heat goes promptly to a commercial break.
And we see the Mean Street Posse is introduced as a front row at ringside, who is of course Shane's Greenwich Posse. White Shane once again in the back waiting for Austin.
This interview, and Triple H says that he's proved that he's had the biggest flame between him and Kane, and that he says tonight he will take out Kane regardless of whether they are throwing punches or throwing fire. Road Dogg takes the mic and says that he has a nut, a slut and Shamrock with his head up his butt, and that 3 men and the D-O-double-G. Road Dogg says he's in the house and they do it doggy style. B.A. Billy Gunn says he has a triple threat with Mr. Rogers and a goon head. X-Pac then gets on the mic and tells Shane McMahon that he will pay some dues that he has never paid before.
We get Rock interview. Rock says he's confident that White is on his side and that Austin wishes he had him. The Rock says he pissed on Austin and that he will lay a smackdown on Austin's Rudy poo candy ass, and he will prove to and millions of the Rock's fans that he's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
And we move on to a battle royal. Well, Jarrett and Owen go to the broadcast booth to scout. The participants are Godfather, Steve Blackman, D'Lo Brown, Test, Droz, Viscera, Midian, the Acolytes, the Legion of Doom come out with Paul Ellering, and Gilbert is called out, but Heat goes to commercial. Remember, the last 2 men standing will face the champions later at WrestleMania. Back from commercial, the Public Enemy comes out. The action starts.
Yeah, and here we go. Everybody's going out. You can see the Hardy Boys in there as well. So quite a few tag teams. But it's not one man gets eliminated. It's both men have to get eliminated for teams going out. You can still keep in. And Johnny Grunge already gone. But Rocco Rock's eliminated as well. So look, they're eliminated. You got Tiger Ali Singh there in the corner. And only 21 minutes away from WrestleMania 15. And who's going to face tag team champions? It's a weird-ass match to put in here, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
It is, yeah.
It's like a battle royal with just... I know there is tag teams, but it's not like it's a tag team battle royal like we had at the start of WrestleMania 14. It's a random drawing who will face Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett, and that is JEFFJARRE-T. And they're trying to get Viscera over the top now. D'Lo, Droz, Brian Christopher... And Viscera's eliminated. He's gone. That's a bit of a surprise. The big man. I think what tipped it over the scales was Gilbert there just showing his strength. And Gilbert taunting Viscera. Oh, he gets pulled over as well. Gilbert is gone.
Oh.
No, the streak will not continue. But you got the Road Warriors in there who've come back now. And that would be a great story. And young Matt Hardy, so it's the Hardys versus the Road Warriors. Oh my God, DOA have just gone. And so the Animal's been eliminated. Now the Acolytes
turn their attention to Hulk. He's gone out.
And it's not going to be a dream here tonight, WrestleMania 15.
Hardys are still in there, though.
Scott Taylor's just been eliminated. He's gone, but Brian Christopher's still in there. And Jeff Hardy's a bit of trouble with D'Lo Brown in the corner. And Farouk might be in trouble.
Farouk is out of here.
Oh, Tiger Ali Singh eliminates him. And now Jossie working together even though they have problems.
And Tiger Ali Singh is out.
The numbers are fitting at the moment. And D'Lo, sends Matt Hardy flying outside. And here comes Jeff and Brian Christopher.
Oh! Jeff with a huge bump over the top.
Well, it just shows they would give a chance to young talent, because a team like that would get their chance a year later at WrestleMania. And Midian's just been dumped over the top as well. Only 7 men left now, and Test's in trouble. Brian Christopher's just been eliminated. And now Steve Blackman's in there. Trying to stop Bradshaw. Of course, Bradshaw's tag team partner's gone. Oh, Blackman's in trouble.
Oh, and is he eliminating Bradshaw as well? Yeah, Bradshaw and Blackman are gone.
Oh my God, we're down to 4 men: D'Lo, Test, Droz, and Godfather. And so two of these 4 men are going to face Double J and Owen Hart for the tag titles later tonight.
It'll be a bit of a weird combination.
And Droz and Godfather gone out.
So it is Test and D'Lo.
Test and D'Lo, they don't realise yet. But Owen Hart's in.
He realised, and then Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett are beating down their challengers.
So it is going to be a member of the corporation in Test, but he's going to team up with D'Lo Brown. And his t-shirt says "Don't piss me off," and the tag champion sending a message with Deborah looking on. Dan, what are your thoughts on that Battle Royal?
It was a bit of a mad one, but it is a very innovative way of getting 2 challengers for the championships, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, is it the right way? Probably not, but it's a little bit of fun seeing having a Battle Royal here, and now we know who will face the tag team champions. And it just shows you the tag team division probably wasn't something that was truly focused on in either company in 1999, as we see Paul White looking backstage. He's, of course, waiting for Stone Cold Steve Austin to arrive.
We get highlights shown of the Undertaker, Big Bossman feud, and Taker's incidents with Vince McMahon.
Big Bossman interviews. Bossman talks, the light go out, and Taker starts to talk about how he will destroy the Bossman later on tonight. As Bossman looks up, the Brood attacks give Bossman a severe bloodbath.
White is shown at the back, throwing tables and the like, as highlights are shown of Austin versus The Rock once again.
Look, there's Mankind just arriving. He's going to be referee tonight, and Big Show sitting in the chair waiting for Austin. It's a quiz of death, and Big Show asks what. And now he's going to attack on Mankind. And maybe that wasn't the smartest thing for Mankind to do. And the Big Show... you see a kick from Mankind thrown behind the desk.
Now these 2 are going at it before their WrestleMania match.
Now, this is crazy. WrestleMania starts soon. Mankind, Big Show going at it. And look who's just arrived. The Rattlesnake. Well, Big Show was waiting for him, but he's missed it. And he's got in. I mean, I really like that heat. It really set it out quite well, didn't it?
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
You got a chance to see the tag team champions. Obviously, Ivory got burned, which is a horrible thing to see. But Austin has arrived, and we do move on to WrestleMania 15, the Raging Climax, the 28th of March, 1999.
Did Val Venus come up with that?
Yeah, must have done, must have done. We were in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and 20,000 people, or 20,276 people. Well, Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler start us off on commentary. And the buy rate, Dan?
And it was a 2.32 pay-per-view buy rate.
Which means it's 800,000 buys.
And it's up 70,000 from last year.
So let's have a look at the card quickly before we start this event. We've got the WWF Hardcore title triple threat match. Billy Gunn, the champion, versus Al Snow and Hardcore Holly.
WWF Tag Team title match. That's Jeff Jarrett, JEFFJARRETT, and Owen Hart with Deborah versus D'Lo Brown and Test with Ivory.
You got the Brawl for All match, special guest referee Vinny Pazienza, Bart Gunn versus Butterbean.
We get a winner gets to referee the main event match, Mankind versus The Big Show.
And the WWF Intercontinental title fatal 4-way elimination match of the Road Dogg champion versus Goldust, with Ryan Shamrock versus Ken Shamrock versus Val Venus.
We get a singles match, Kane versus Triple H.
We've got the women's title match, Sable versus Tori.
We got a European title match, Shane McMahon with Test versus X-Pac.
Hell in a Cell match of Big Bossman versus The Undertaker.
And the WWF World Heavyweight title, no disqualification match with an undetermined referee just yet. The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, so, I mean, it looks like a good card. I think it's going to be interesting. We've seen all the build-up, so let's stop talking and let's start WrestleMania 15.
Time. No beginning, no end. An infinite procession that humbles our mortality. But there are moments in life that transcend our fate. Memories crafted by gods among men that defy time to forget them. These are the moments that echo through the ages. Always heard, never to grow old. Born of will, christened with blood. They are testament to the strong the mighty, the eminent. Deities who defy their own mortality to forge an indelible imprint in the annals of time. Like the mythic gods of ancient Greece, they may thrill us, inspire us, at times make us angry, but they will never let us forget them. Tonight is their night, their battle, their moment of ultimate sacrifice. For this is their theater, their altar, their chance for divinity. Welcome to WrestleMania, the showcase of the immortals.
WrestleMania 15.
I love Freddie blasting the things. I wish they had a guy they could do that with now. Like an old guy. Roddy Piper would have been kind of perfect. Kind of grizzled guy just talking about it. Again, it sends chills. It's one of my favourite openings of WrestleMania ever. Even Michael's cold commentary afterwards is still something that I use to this day. So we are live for WrestleMania 15. I can't believe it was 20 years ago. It freaks me out. My very first live WrestleMania, of course, Michael Cole starting us off. But you talk about WCW and WWF and what the differences were. To build up what a proper main event is, what it means, I think is all that in the opening kind of 5-10 minutes of WrestleMania 15 there, you know. You've seen Freddie Blassie giving a speech about what it means to be a legend, the clips of the past. And, you know, you get the fireworks, even Boys to Men being involved. It feels like it's a big deal, doesn't it, you know?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. And it is probably one of the smallest WrestleMania as well. 20,000 people there.
20,000. I mean, it was a couple smaller. They're kind of building up towards it. And obviously, it weren't later on that they decided to really go out for the stadiums. You know, WrestleMania 17 was kind of like the start of it, and it just showed you how popular it grew from the Attitude Era. You talk about buy rates, attendances, and everything like this a couple of years ago. You know, 13. You know, that's where they're struggling, and now you've got the storyline everybody can get behind in Austin versus The Rock. We're going to see that here tonight. But we're going to start off with the Hardcore Championship on the line. And Al Snow's coming out with his head. And he's been having a problem recently. Not only with Bob Holly, but Billy Gunn. But here comes the newly christened Hardcore. What do you think the setting, the stage and all that lot?
It's a bit of a milder one, isn't it? For what we know with WrestleManias, you know, they've got the grand stage nowadays and the different kind of WrestleMania logos. But, yeah, you know, it's still got the big fight feel to it.
Yeah. And I mean, if you compare it to what it was the kind of previous year at WrestleMania 14 as well, you know, I think this is a little bit more grander. I like the kind of big 15 sign that does come into play later on as well. But like I say, to really compare it to something that's happened 20 years later, it's kind of not really fair. Even back then, I think it's showing, if you compare it to that kind of WCW and stuff like this, there's a whole much the kind of cleaner look about it, aesthetically pleasing. But here comes Billy Gunn. He's a Hardcore champ. So 2 weeks ago, Billy Gunn winning the Hardcore title of Hardcore in what should have been Road Dogg's match. I mean, for Billy Gunn, are you a fan of him? Would you rather see him in the Intercontinental title match or the Hardcore one now?
I'd rather see him in the Continental title. I think he's one of the better workers of this day and age in WWE.
I think about that. It's an interesting way to start the show, the Hardcore title. Of course, came to play with Mankind last year being the first champ.
Falls count anywhere, no holds barred, no DQ. Absolutely anything goes.
Oh, he got the mic, so Philly's a bit ready for some Hardcore, but Al Snow hit him from behind.
Oh, Snow couldn't wait.
And I think what's interesting with these three men as well, you think about different characters that they had, especially at this point in time, you know, these men gimmicks at this point, and now come around to what they're kind of best known for now. You know, Al Snow with the kind of head, Hardcore Holly slowly getting into it, and of course, you know, the Mr. Ass or Badass Billy Gunn.
Or the one Billy Gunn.
And he gets clothesline turned inside out. Al Snow going after him. Al Snow used to be part of the new Rockers called Hardcore Holly, teaming up with the 1-2-3 kid who's going to be in action later for the European title.
It's crazy how, you know, all these stories turn about, and, you know, you just see how they progress and adapt with the times.
Well, then it showed you what WWE had to do at that time as well, is change characters up, make him even more realistic for the kind of hardcore, the Attitude Era as it was, the hardcore division, the kind of
the more
characters.
edgier.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what it felt like, coming to the true self. He wasn't really sparky pluggy. He's more about, kind of beating the shit out of people, which we saw later on with hardcore. I think they do miss the trick with Billy Gunn, but at the moment, it looks in control.
Well, as you say, he gets Irish whipped into the steel stairs, knees first into him, and then just goes sailing over the top.
I do love WrestleMania 15, but I want to just see if it was me, being a bit biased towards it. But I feel like it's not a boring WrestleMania. There's not really anything. We've got a couple of great moments coming up, and Hardcore Holly, look at the suplex Al Snow. He hits him on those mats, and how thin are those mats, Dan?
Well, those mats are millimetres thick, and it is over pure concrete. Absolutely hell to fall onto.
Now Billy Gunn just stomping both men.
Standing on the forehead of Bob Holly.
And now Billy Gunn drive hardcore, but Al Snow hits him from behind. Well, Al Snow's got a hockey stick, and of course, let's not forget the Philly Flyers play at this arena, and Al Snow has got it in hand. He's not pucking around in this one. He wants to walk out as hardcore champion. And now he's got just some drinks, and he dumps him over hardcore. Billy's up, and he smashes Al Snow in the face with a tray. And now he's got the stick.
Oh, snaps it over the back of Hardcore Holly.
Everywhere. And now Billy Gunn has got half the hockey stick and just going after hardcore. Al Snow's come back in with a broom and goes low on Billy Gunn.
And snaps a broom over his back.
And Al shows some of his martial arts experience.
He's been learning from Steve Blackman.
And this is the old sticks to the body routine. And could an WrestleMania moment be there for Al Snow to walk out as hardcore champion?
So going into this like it was this WrestleMania, who would you be backing on your pay-per-view predictions?
I'd probably say Billy Gunn in this one. Don't get me wrong, I think Al Snow and Billy Hardcore are the hardcore division at this time. We saw them have a great match last month at St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Yeah.
But you just think star power, Billy Gunn, unless they've got bigger plans for Mr. Ass.
Well, that would be my thinking. I'd say Hardcore Holly and then Billy Gunn, he's going on to bigger and better things.
Well, at the moment, he's getting on, beating on, as Al Snow. Just hitting the stick, Billy Gunn can't get up with that chair. And it's been Al Snow's match ever since he got the broom. Now chair to the gut of Billy Gunn going to hardcore as well. We've got a bit of everything on this WrestleMania card as well, haven't we? Al Snow, poetry in motion with a chair.
Oh, you saw the Hardy Boys on the Heat before this.
An easy dub chant, of course. This is the Extreme Hometown. Al Snow going to use a chair, but Hardcore Holly moves.
And he gets sent to the outside by Gunn.
Yeah, we've got a bit of everything. We've got triple threat hardcore match now. We've got fatal 4-way later, tag team match, singles match, the women's match thrown in. And the WSW pay-per-view probably be 8 single matches and 1 tag team. Al Snow with head. He's just give Billy Gunn head and then hardcore.
He's given 2 men head in the space of 2 seconds.
And they're out on their feet right now. Al Snow's head is dangerous. But he hasn't had any complaints as he looks underneath the ring now. Oh my god, he's getting wood. And he's throwing a table into the ring.
Perching it up in the corner. Is there blood on the table already?
Well, that's from Big Bossman's bloodbath earlier, surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
Now, Al Snow's going to Irish it hardcore into the corner. Oh no, reversal, but hardcore reversed it back into the other turnbuckle.
Gunn with a steel chair over the head of Hardcore Hollow. Hip tossing Al Snow into the table. And Billy Gunn's going crazy up in here.
And he's getting the fans on their feet. Oh, Al Snow might be out, and I think so hardcore. And now he's got Al Snow set up above the chair.
Hits the Famouser on the chair.
And I think that's job done going for the cover, but hardcore with the chair to the back.
Nah, capitalises to 3.
Oh my word. Hardcore Holly wins the Hardcore Championship. What a moment for former Sparky Plug. Winning it there. Dan, what are your thoughts on the match?
It was a very fun, entertaining, good way to start it up. You can certainly see the crowd was getting into it as well with Billy Gunn. Hopefully there's something bigger and better on the horizon for Billy Gunn. He certainly deserves it. He's a very talented athlete.
And he didn't get pinned in this one as well, so that helps him.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. Unfortunately, for Hardcore Holly and Al Snow, this is kind of like the destined to reach in WWE, a lesser mid-card title, if you will.
But these guys were probably dreaming of being at WrestleMania, and now they get a chance, even if it is, the hardcore division. It's great to see that they're involved, and being a part of it. And like I said, quite a fun little match, and Hardcore walks away. As we move on, of course, we saw earlier tonight on Heat, D'Lo Brown and Test winning the Battle Royal with Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart on the attack, and the tag team title is going to be on the line next. And the tag champions apparently could dictate when the match would happen. And the second match, it's very smart from Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett, and that's JEFFJARRETT. What are your thoughts on the Jarrett Hart tag team at the moment?
It's a bit of a weird one because they are both talented guys, and you would think that later on in their careers, or in the next year or so, that they could definitely be in line as being one of the top guys in the company, going for the heavyweight championship or the WWF championship. But I think there is too many guys that could potentially be the number one guy that they'd get drowned out, if you know what I mean. You've got Triple H, Undertaker, Kane, Mankind, Big Show now. That's 7 just straight off the bat. Yeah.
But I do love a fairy tale story, like a Rocky story, or an old guy maybe not having a chance, and I think you could have done that with Owen Hart. I mean, it's interesting to see he turned down the feud, to go with Deborah, because he was a family man. He loved his wife, loved his kids, he didn't want to be portrayed as that with the Attitude Era, and maybe that stopped it, but here comes Test anyway. He's making his first WrestleMania appearance. Yeah,
wearing a very interesting T-shirt. Guns don't kill people, I kill people. And he tragically dies.
He did. And this is the unfortunate thing, only 20 years ago, and how many people we have unfortunately lost in this. We saw Viscera earlier, of course, in the Battle Royal, and now we've got Test and, of course, Owen Hart in this one.
Yeah, and these two guys, I think they're struggling to get along. It's only playing more and more into the hands of Jarrett and Owen.
And Ivory, of course, got that bandage on her face where she got burned on Heat by Terry Reynolds. And here comes Deborah, and she's dressed for WrestleMania.
She's not wearing a lot for WrestleMania.
Well, enough is enough. It's time to change. My word.
that vest as well. Don't piss me off.
And the King going crazy on commentary.
Who'd have thought 20 years later he's having a match against Elias?
I know, it's mental, isn't it, what Jeff Jarrett managed to do in his career after holding the WWF hostage. And what could have been Ivory looking on, can't believe Deborah.
Trying to start a rival promotion.
And D'Lo shaking his head, he's not happy. But D'Lo, I think, tremendous talent as well, maybe not utilised correctly, but I think he had a bit of personality in him as well, like the Mark Henry tag team that they had. Where we go, the tag titles on the line, got to make do with Test.
Well, Test has got to make do with D'Lo.
Well, Test would want a member of his corporation. D'Lo, I'm sure, would want Mark Henry there. Mark Tardy.
You could see what Deborah had for breakfast.
And D'Lo and Test going on the front early. And what a story this would be if they can walk away with tag team titles against these two veterans.
Yeah, coming straight out of the blue and having Test in your corner. I mean, he has been a legitimate threat since debuting not so long ago, even if he is green and can't clothesline someone over the top rope.
Yeah, he maybe said that wrong time, but no, I completely agree with you, and it shows you the options, with WWF. It's like, look, if you're young and you come up here, we're going to give you a chance, or if you're someone like you jump over from WWE, we will as well. And D'Lo's definitely got a spring in his step.
Well, it's WrestleMania, baby!
Hitting a big hip toss, an Irish whip, taking out Jeff Jarrett. Irish whip reversed and back elbow by D'Lo. Tagging in the big man Test.
And Owen gets a tag in as well, jumping over the rope, ducking Test clothesline and hitting with a few chops. Oh, but runs into a boot to the midsection. Gut wrench powerbomb. This could be over.
Going for the cover, but no.
Owen Hart managing to kick out.
Oh. And now Test might be looking for the pump handle slam and finishing this one early.
Owen with a backslide though. Goes for the kick, gets caught insecurely.
And that is such a dangerous move, and Owen is going to try and put the sharpshooter and finish this.
D'Lo though, bouncing off the ropes and punching Owen Hart in the head. Breaking it up.
Not bad tag teaming. Oh, Jeff Jarrett knocked off the apron by D'Lo, but that gives Owen Hart a chance to hit the spinning heel kick and take out D'Lo. And Owen Hart making his 8th WrestleMania appearance here tonight as well.
Bloody hell.
So you see how experienced he is. Of course, last year losing his Triple H European Championship, but he faced and defeated Bret Hart at WrestleMania 10 in one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. So you talk about guys been there and done that. Tremendous talent. Jeff Jarrett's in now. Looks like split the difference on D'Lo. And that's the difference between two good individuals and a great tag team. They're working for each other here.
Kicking away at D'Lo, tags in Owen, and these guys are working together for a while now, and D'Lo and Test paired up literally, an hour ago?
No, exactly. If that, D'Lo double clothesline to Jeff Jarrett, and Owen Hart slamming Jeff down, no going after Owen. D'Lo's definitely in control of this one, right hand. Beautiful calf kick there from D'Lo. Now right hand, Irish whip reversed by Jeff.
Gets caught by D'Lo, hits him with a set-out powerbomb, but Owen there to break it up.
Oh, and Deborah getting on the apron now, but Tess in, sending Owen to the outside.
But Ivory's there to pull Deborah off the apron.
And now these two women fighting. We might have a cat fight here. Jeff trying to slam D'Lo, but D'Lo's got him. Going to go for the powerbomb.
Now Owen Hart off the top rope, hits a drop kick.
Go for the pin. Cordera sees it.
3.
And Tess was arguing because PMS have come out here now, but the tag team champions have retained the title in weird circumstances. Dan, what are your thoughts?
Wouldn't it have given them a bit more legitimacy to win, probably a bit more convincingly, as opposed to a roll-up victory.
Oh my God! Now Tess and D'Lo Brown going at it. I would expect a little bit more time, but I think it was good enough for what it was. Cause not happy, so they didn't become tag team champions here tonight.
And that is the last time them two teamed up.
Well, Ivory says she could take care of herself. I don't know why Tess got involved. But up next, Dan, is probably one of my favourite WrestleMania moments of all time. Because, yes, we've watched it before, most ridiculous. But now we've got Butterbean versus Bart Gunn. And it takes about 10 minutes to set it up to what is the greatest moment, possibly, of all time. Bart Gunn's got a really strong left hand, Dan. All right? He's really dangerous when you remember that. He cuts people up. He destroys Steve Williams. He was the pick to go through and be the next threat to Steve Austin. He ruined it. We watched the Brawl for All last year and thoroughly enjoyed it. Bratto and Larry Scott picking Bart Gunn.
Ray Rinaldi.
Yeah. I mean, they're boxing experts, Dan. They wouldn't get this wrong. They're experts. Experts?
Well, I've seen Butterbean. He was on Jackass and he knocked out Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, I know, and we've seen him. I used to have a game with Butterbean in as well. Oh my God, we see Isaac Hayes. He was at the Rage Party last night. We'll get onto that in a little bit. Well, Vinny Pazienza, the former middleweight champ, is going to be refereeing. He's not going to take anything for granted. And there is a great moment in all these kind of shenanigans as well, because of the ringside judges, and a couple of them are really important. Well, you've got Kevin Rooney as a judge. He's not really that important.
Is that Wayne Rooney's dad?
It is Wayne Rooney's dad. They look very similar. You can see the resemblance. But this man boxed Muhammad Ali, wrestled Andre the Giant. The film Rocky was based on his life as well. Chuck Wepner, Boston Bleeder. And the final judge, Dan, this is his last appearance on WF television, and an absolute legend. And it's upsetting seeing him the way he is at this time, but you can see the ovation. And one of the greats in Gorilla Monsoon died shortly after WrestleMania 15. Well, here comes Butterbean, and he's ready for business. A bit of backstory. Bart Gunn did come off the Brawlful tournament. Then they did fuck all with him. They weren't even allowed to really train or anything like this. And they put him in a match with a guy who's a professional boxer, right enough. It's fucking stupid when you think about it.
Well, the Big Show done well against Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, and Aki Bono. So, they got two guys here. This is another one of those matches of like, really? It happened at WrestleMania? And here comes Bart, killer left hand. He looks ready for business here tonight.
3 1-minute rounds. So the longest it can go is for 3 minutes anyway.
So 3 1-minute rounds. And it will be judged. We'll judge it, Dan, at the end of each round as well. We'll look at it, be very impartial, and see who has got it best here. But Bart's ready for action. And Dan, I'm going to go Bart Gunn in this one. I think he's going to shock
I'm going Bart Gunn as
the
well.
world. And Vinny Pazienza, they're getting involved.
He's got height. He's got speed over Butterbean. He's
deadly left hand.
A deadly left hand.
That's what Michael Cole is telling us.
He's a southpaw, so he's going to catch him unawares.
Here we go. Butterbean starting. Oh, left and right, and Bart Gunn trying to dodge it. He's just got to get involved in the early going. Just got to feel his way into it. But he's caught him.
Guns rocked, guns down.
Okay, right. Not the best of starts.
He can get back into this.
Yeah, it looks a bit faded, but don't worry. Just catch your breath back. You're 20 seconds in at the moment. You know, you got some time. 30 seconds left of this round. Nice and easy. Oh!
Pow!
Oh!
Good night, gun.
And he woke up at WrestleMania 18. Butterbean has just destroyed Bart Gunn.
So do you reckon when he was having a meeting about this in the back with Vince McMahon, he was saying, look, you know, this is going to be just an exhibition. You know, we just tickle each other, have a little knockabout. God damn it, son. That's all it's going to be. And he said, Butterbean, kill him.
Kill him. Get him. My God. What an absolute wicked shot there. And Bart Gunn struggling to get to his feet. Gorilla's asking him, you alright, son? Jesus Christ.
But I don't want to go to school today, Mommy.
That was the first knockdown we're seeing. And Butterbean 41. Bart made it up, but...
Pow! Overhand right, and Butterbean knew he was going down. Oh no, that's the first one.
The first one again.
Show us the second one.
Here we go, this is the second one.
Bang. Fucking hell.
His head snapping like... Jesus Christ. Oh my word.
So, did I win?
Yeah, yeah, you won. You won, Butterbean. 35 seconds. Classic WrestleMania 4 again. Oh my God, I love that moment. I love it.
They're just checking with the with the adjudicators as well, just to make sure they've got the right.
No, we've got to start again, Bart. We didn't get it on camera. Wow.
So where does this wellness policy, not the wellness policy, but like the concussion policy and things like that?
My God, it definitely wouldn't be allowed now. That is sick, but...
The gobbledygooker. No, it's not the gobbledygooker, it's the Philly Flyers mascot.
Well, it's a chicken out here, and he wants to fight Vinny Pazienza. Oh,
he's just mugged him off.
Oh no! We don't pretend to urinate on him. Vinny's not gonna be happy about that.
Spanking him now.
And what's Vinny gonna do? Oh!
Uppercuts him on the beak and tells him to suck it.
Oh my God!
But the chicken's up.
Chicken didn't sell it. Can he catch chicken? Oh, we hit him with the right hand. Oh, we didn't see the end of it. What we are seeing is what we saw at the end of Heat as well, with Mankind and Big Show brawling around, and that led Austin to come in unimpeded and get ready for the main event match, even though Big Show promised to get hold of him. And up next, we're going to find out who the referee's going to be for our main event, because it's Mankind versus the Big Show. Well, Mankind saying he's beat everybody who's put in front of him, beat The Undertaker, beat Stone Cold Steve Austin, and tonight he's trying to be a nice guy, but he's angry. And you see if you have a nice day.
No chance music going. That's only Vincent Kennedy McDan.
No, of course, member of the corporation.
No, it's the Big Show's
It's
music.
the show.
You see what they're like nowadays with that theme tune. See what they're like in these days with a theme tune. Nowadays, everyone sings along to it.
Yeah. Well, you got no chance in hell. And that's what is telling Mankind he's getting ready for his first WrestleMania appearance. A man who made a decision to make the leap and now involved at WrestleMania. Do you think he made the right choice?
There's no two ways about it. Of course he made. Even if you was watching this live, as is, you would still think him coming across here, it is the better place for him. He's in a definitely better... You know, how can you kind of be the big guy when you've already got a big guy in Kevin Nash and he's pretty much calling shots, and doing things backstage? It's like, well, if there's a spot calling for a big guy, there's only going to be one person taking it, Kevin Nash. I'm going to go to this company.
And you could argue this is a co-main event at WrestleMania, how much it's been featured recently. Yeah. Obviously, it needs to be early on in the card because, need to recover to be a referee. later tonight. But, you know, I think it's going to Mankind, unfortunately, it's the start of the year, really, on and off, and to not be involved in the title opportunity some way. I think if it was 20 years later, he'd be involved in the triple threat. But he's not. He's got to go against the Giant, and he started off really strong with lefts and rights. And now he's got the clothesline, hits 2.
And just runs into a big boot.
And there's a huge Foley chant, and Big Show takes down Mankind.
Well, you know that if Big Show's in charge, he is going to be very biased. Mankind, there's more of a chance that he's more or less down the middle.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he's had wars with Rock and Austin, and you think Mankind's more of a chance. And I think if Big Show does win, then the problem is that the corporation, you know, will be in charge of main event, especially Vince McMahon pulling the strings. And Mankind trying to make this into a fight of his own, try and get him into the stairs, make it into a brawl. Right hands, and then sends him into the stairs. Big Show's not really started yet. Mankind's had him staggering till then. And he's going to go for the double arm DDT.
No, he gets shoved back first into the steel steps, and typical Mankind selling it the way he does as well.
Folded up like an accordion. No, a headbutt by the Big Show going after Mankind.
And this is a completely different person that we've seen since he was the Giant in WCW as well.
He's more human in a weird way, even though he is angry. We've seen more about Paul White and who he really is.
Well, you see, he's more of a badass here. As I don't know, he was kind of, I think, having, you know, on a card where, well, in a place where he is the legitimate big, strong guy, but you had Goldberg as a strong guy, you had Kevin Nash as the big guy, you had like Bam Bam Bigelow was floating about as well, and he was getting billed. It's like you've not got anyone like him over here. You got the Undertaker, but he's his certain own character, and Kane as well.
But they're completely, like you said, they are completely different.
But you've got Test, who's more of a generic big guy, whereas the Big Show, I think he's a lot better worker than Test.
Well, the thing is with Big Show is that you need to sell correctly. You can't oversell for smaller opponents in that way. You know, that's why Andre the Giant became such a huge star, because he chose what to do, you know. And the thing with Hogan was like, it finally happened, and, you know, to already lose to Stone Cold Steve Austin, does that take away from the Big Show, or is it a learning curve? You know, as we saw longevity, 20 years, it did work out, but maybe he didn't become as huge a star as first thought.
Yeah, well, the Big Show nearly fucked himself up when he got clotheslined over the top rope. He had his chin underneath the bottom rope and kind of, luckily enough, kept his head back so he didn't seriously injure himself. He could have Enzo'd himself.
Oh, exactly. He comes stepping back in, but Mankind's got Socko out.
Looking for the mandible claw, but Big Show breaks it, gets caught in it again.
And now he's got it down the gullet of the big man. And Big Show faded, but a huge right hand.
Trying to fight out. Oh, and the third time as well.
And Big Show now might be fading. That mandible claw is beating every low blow.
Anything goes.
And he's going to drop down to a knee. Mankind's going to be special guest referee. Big Show's going out.
Could he be 0-2 in WWE?
It looks that way at the moment.
In singles matches.
It's not looking good for Big Show. Fading. Oh my word, didn't even let it drop for 2. And now Big Show slowly coming to life. He's got Mankind on his back. No, don't do it!
Oh! Drops that whole 500-pound weight onto the stomach and lower regions of Mick Foley, Mankind. Oh. And that is very unkind.
Oh my God, Mankind may be out. Kane crashing down on the hurt inside. Oh my God, a Mankind coughing. He might have internal bleeding here.
A few broken ribs. And the Big Show just adding insult to injury, kicking the ribs, stomping on Mankind.
And Big Show's lost his temper here. And Mankind's been beaten up, but is it all going to come to a head? Is it going to be the straw that broke the camel's back for Mankind? No, Big Show's got the chair. And it isn't no disqualification.
Oh, fucking hell, down our back, big guy.
Oh my God, Big Show with a chair right in front of the referee.
A shot across the back, and it bent the chair so much that he's had to get another chair.
Well, he should be disqualified. Noah Hebner saying, I'm going to disqualify if you keep doing it. Big Show's like, go on, do it. I dare you.
If you do it 10 more times, you're getting disqualified.
Well, I don't know what else the Big Show can do. If he just pinned Mankind now, I think it would be over.
But he wants to punish him.
Oh, he does, and he's got the chair set up. He's got 2 chairs set up there, and this doesn't look good for Mankind. Uh-oh, Mankind's caught in a chokeslam. No!
Oh!
Through the 2 chairs, and now Hebner says enough's enough.
It's time for a change.
Yeah, and he's disqualifying the Big Show. Big Show salting Mankind with the chairs. Mankind wins the match. He's going to be referee later.
Yes. Well, if he can make it out to referee the match.
Yeah, to be fair, doesn't look great at the moment. And Big Show, you see the chair's dented. And I think he lost his temper and forgot what it was. And Mr. McMahon coming out here now. And they're chanting arsehole. Mr. McMahon's coming out here. And Vince McMahon coming out here saying, "What you doing, Big Show?
Did you not follow the plan?"
Well, Mr. McMahon said he's not going to let it happen, but you could have cost me the WWF Championship. Oh, and he turned the Big Show around. He said, "Don't walk away, don't make that mistake." And he's wagging his finger. Big Show's got Vince McMahon round the throat. Oh. But he's not going to chokeslam him. Came to his senses. Mr. McMahon was shocked for a second. He's hot-tempered. And he's still pointing at Big Show, saying you've got to be loyal to Vince McMahon. Oh, my God.
And the first time we've seen the WMD, the knockout punch. And that certainly worked on Vince.
Well, McMahon slapped the Big Show. He responded with a knockout punch. He gets the biggest pop he's had in a long while.
He's like, McMahon's like, right, I'm going to make you a star. It's like he's done the same thing to Kevin Owens, to Austin, to everyone. He uses himself to put other people over.
Well,
just lump me.
The Big Show is furious. He'll do what he wants to do. He won't be told by Mr. McMahon, and Vince is out.
And there's going to be some consequences, but I think Vince is going to lose out more to this because obviously Big Show's not going to be in the Rock's corner later tonight for the match.
Yes.
And Mankind are probably more down the line referee is going to be reffing the match.
But as you made your point, Mankind has not moved. All Mankind is still down at this moment in time. You've got to worry that the punishment that he's taking, and now Vince McMahon has got to deal with that as well.
Can I just counterpoint with Mankind got chokeslammed through a Hell in a Cell and he came out for the main event?
There's no doubt that he wants to make it, but whether he'll be allowed to make it will be a different thing. But we see more stories being told with the Big Show now planting Vince McMahon. And I love that moment. It's great, you know what I mean?
WMD.
After have something like that, is right, cheers you up. And now the Stooge is here to take Mr. McMahon away. And Mankind's seriously injured. A stretcher here to take him off. And then the Stooge is taking McMahon away. I don't think he knows where he is.
The Legion of Stooge.
He thinks at WrestleMania 3. And he's heading back. And we've never seen Mankind stretchered out before. And that's what we're seeing here tonight. Mankind stretchered out.
Does that put the Big Show over as a legitimate threat?
And I think it puts Mankind a threat to referee the main event later tonight as well. Or McMahon wants the cops called, and he wants that son of a bitch arrested right now. But you didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know?
Well, your ass better call somebody because the Intercontinental Champion Road Dogg is coming out here right now.
Let's hope he does better than badass Billy Gunn did and keep his title.
You damn right. You see, it's me. It's that D-O-double G. Boys and girls, children of all ages. D-Generation X
proudly brings you its
Intercontinental Champion of the world. The Road Dogg, Jesse James. New Age Outlaws. Hello, ladies.
Hello, gay boys.
Hello. So Val Venus coming out here. Ryan Shamrock has been involved in all of them. So Val Venus coming out here. Ryan Shamrock was involved with Val originally making some movies with him. And then, of course, with Goldust as well now.
I came. I saw. I came again.
Now Val Venus, and maybe a character wouldn't work nowadays as a porn star. But I think a solid enough worker. I think that's what we're seeing with the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe nothing, like Road Dogg. Good on the mic, maybe not the excellent worker, but Val Venus solid enough. The characters are definitely there as well. Well, Val Venus saying the belt will keep his trousers on when he wins it again. Of course, he beat Ken Shamrock for the title before losing to the Road Dogg.
Is it Goldust or is it Triple H?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know if he's got a big bazooka down his trousers at the moment.
Val Venus has got that covered.
And what a weird relationship Blue Meanie and Goldust has got.
And it's now time for the most dangerous man in the world.
I think Ken Shamrock's someone I really like, and I'm not sure about his positioning. Yeah, he's still involved in the Intercontinental title hunt, as he was last year, but last year he was facing The Rock. And he basically beat The Rock as well, until shenanigans afterwards. Since then, turning heel, joining the corporation, being involved, I think he's lost a step or two. I think he's holding him back a little bit. I think as a face maybe worked a little bit better, and now involving his sister. I just think Shamrock could have worked. And he looks to win back his Intercontinental title. He's the only kind of serious character involved in this at the moment. And Shamrock's going to get involved straight away. And Goldust going after him, and Val Venus and Road Dogg fighting, so this is elimination.
Last man standing will be the IC champ.
Back over by Shamrock, and Hurricane Runner takes Goldust out of the ring.
Turns his attention to Val Venus. These two guys have still got a bit of beef. Working with the Road Dogg. DX and the corporation working together, only momentarily, till Shamrock clotheslines Road Dogg.
He says to him, right, I can do what I want. As he goes after the Intercontinental Champion.
God, brutal Irish whip there. Send Road Dogg back first into the corner. Is Venus waiting for a tag in or something?
Yeah, they're going to tag each other. Goldust up on the other side as well.
It's a bit of a weird fatal four-way.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you'd want to be on the outside then, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to be tagged in.
Yeah, you stay out there until these two men eliminated themselves. And then you could be like, yeah, alright, we'll be fighting for the Intercontinental title. This Road Dogg with a drop kick, and he slaps Goldust in. I think that's what Road Dogg's thinking right now. Goldust, a 5-time Intercontinental champion, just spine busters Ken Shamrock.
So, come on, prediction-wise, James, who would you have
I got
gone
back by man Ken. I mean, he's the world's most snapped 3 ankles here tonight on the way to winning. As Val Venus tags himself in.
I'd go with Goldust. I think he's got the ball in his court at the moment. You know, he has got Ryan Shamrock there. He's got the Blue Meanie. And he's gold.
But alas, will it be a distraction here? You know, Meanie and Shamrock already arguing at ringside. Just hit a back suplex and Venus, but he got up at 2.
2. But I think, you know, having Ryan Shamrock in his corner, it's going to kind of slightly distract Val Venus and Ken Shamrock. And Blue Meanie, well, he can distract Road Dogg.
And Val Venus, beautifully getting out of the move, hits a spine buster.
Oh, Goldust managing to kick out.
Oh.
See, Ken's already distracted by Blue Meanie and Ryan.
Well, Venus ducks his head and runs right into Goldust with a clothesline, trying to get rid of Venus, but managing to get shoulder up at 2.
2.
Now Venus looking for the fisherman suplex. Hits it. 2. Oh.
Only a 2 count.
2.
I think Goldust needs to tag out of there for a bit. Irish Whip reversed.
Both men bang into each other. Goldust falls down.
Oh, straight into the Golden Globes. Shamrock's in for no apparent reason. DDT's Goldust.
Well, he wants to keep fighting. And Road Dogg's in now, and he DDT's Val Venus. Oh, Goldust just back to his feet. Goes over to Venus.
2. Oh, Venus just managing to kick out.
Ah. Shamrock in again arguing, saying it was 3.
Road Dogg just knocks out Goldust again.
So you make a tag, and Road Dogg said, yeah, I'm a legal man.
I tagged him in the head. Oh, a huge slap across the chest of Venus.
And you would think this type of match favours Road Dogg, who's accustomed to tag teaming. So maybe play more in his favour. Even though he'd probably be looking for the hot tag for Billy Gunn later on.
Yeah. And you don't DDT your partner.
And Val Venus, double clothesline to Road Dogg.
Val Venus looking for the gut range suplex, but Road Dogg managing to counter out.
And Road Dogg's got vicious right hands, trying to twist the arm. Jones does a clothesline.
A bit of shake, rattle and roll from Roddy. Huge right hand. Tells Goldust to suck it, lures him in.
Oh, Shamrock there. Road Dogg getting Goldust though.
Missing his cue. Shake, rattle, and knee drop.
And now Road Dogg up on a second and all. Val Venus from behind. Yeah. Goes for the cover, but Road Dogg gets his shoulder up at 2.
2.
And Meanie's constantly in Ryan's ear. And Road Dogg now might be going for the pump handle slam.
And he gives Venus a bit of his own medicine. Hits the pump handle slam.
Let's hit a doggy style. But can't go for the pin. Shamrock tags himself in.
On the back of Road Dogg's head. Shamrock gets the foot up. Takes down Venus. Got the ankle lock locked in.
Val Venus got nowhere to go. Venus struggling in the ankle lock.
Just managing... Venus just managing to get to the bottom rope.
Well, Shamrock can't believe it. Arguing with the ref. Venus struggling to get to his feet.
They swapped corners.
And now Shamrock sent over the top. And Ryan's going to come out and talk to her brother.
It sends Shamrock halfway up the entranceway.
And now these two men fighting up the entrance. And the referee's counting. So the problems for these two are far from over. Shamrock sending Venus to the barricade. Realised get counted.
Double count out. Both men are DQ'd.
Venus out this match. It's down to Goldust and Road Dogg. Uh-oh.
Shamrock snapped. Belly to belly for Goldie.
Uh-oh. He's got Road Dogg.
Belly to belly for him as well. Is
Timmy,
the ref going to get one?
Timmy, be very careful with Shamrock's got that look in his eyes. No, well, there we go. Shamrock is a beast. But he's not going to be Intercontinental Champion here tonight.
One of these two men that's been planted into the mat is.
And you got to think Goldust has got the advantage because of Meanie and Ryan in his corner.
That's why I went for Goldust. Goes for the cover. 2. Oh, no. Rhodey managing to kick out.
Oh. And now Goldust looking on. He's going to Irish whip Road Dogg. And it's reversed. And Ryan grabbing the feet, thinking it was Road Dogg. But it's Goldust. So look at Meanie. Went for a power slam, but Road Dogg rolled through the pin.
Hits the 3 and retains his title.
Oh. Well, Meanie shouting at Ryan Shamrock. It was basically her fault. And Road Dogg walks out of it. Dan, what are your thoughts on that?
It's a very innovative way of finishing it, and yeah, it was good. I enjoyed the match, the way that Shamrock and Venus, their kind of personal rivalry, got them both counted out. You got a bit of heat between Goldust and Ryan Shamrock. And, Blue Meanie's kind of getting in her face now because she's accidentally done wrong.
And it was continuing the story of Venus and Shamrock feud. Of course, Road Dogg getting out of here with the gold. So it's the first member of DX to get victory tonight. And Ryan Shamrock getting told we'll get to stepping. And Meanie loves his mummy. Well, Goldust kissing Meanie, making it better. And look at this. Paul White is getting taken away by, looks like the entire police force. The Big Show could barely fit in the back of the police car. But he's getting arrested here tonight.
They brought the whole police force, but yet only one policeman is escorting him to the station. 2 policemen are escorting him to the station.
Well, up next is going to be what I think. Well, up next is going to be Triple H versus Kane. And this feud's been very entertaining to build up towards it.
Well, we've seen Kane accidentally hitting China with a fireball. Triple H hitting Kane with a fireball. So, by my count, China's got to hit Triple H with a fireball.
Well, maybe that would be the right thing to happen tonight. But it said 3 weeks ago, Kane with a shot to China's face.
China's taken a few shots to the face,
but
and this one's right in the eye.
And Kane carrying her away. And then we saw last week with Triple H dressed as Goldust. So Kane suffered superficial burns. But Kane is out here. What have you thought of the Kane Triple H feud?
That has been entertaining, keeping both these guys busy, and this is going to be a very ferocious battle between these guys, and it's not going to make either one of them look weak as long as they get in enough and a good bit of offense. you know, it has the potential to put both guys over because, you know, Kane is a legitimate threat, a legitimate monster, and Triple H is kind of someone on the up and up. Not even held a WWE Championship yet.
No, and it's weird to think last year he's facing Owen Hart for the European title, and now he's against Kane. Kane came in, and, you know, last year at WrestleMania he's facing The Undertaker, so he's definitely a main eventer. Now Triple H mixed with him, and can he hold his own against someone who has been so dominant and featured in main events? And Triple H as leader had got to set an example. It's all kind of started over China, but it's involved if Triple H can step up to the main event scene. But I think Kane's played his character great as well, showing a bit of kind of, I don't, you know, I kind of feel sorry for him in a way. You know, the vulnerability that he's shown. It's kind of great that he can do so much underneath the mask, you know.
Well, yeah, you know, we had him coming in. He was a complete monster, you know, basically unfazable, a complete crazy. And as we say that...
Wait a minute, the chicken's out here again. They're trying to attack Kane. And what the hell's it?
Pete Rose!
Pete Rose is out here. Well, last year at WrestleMania, Kane tombstone Pete Rose, and looks like Rose is out here for revenge. Why would you do it again, Pete? No! Not again. Oh! Pete Rose tombstoned. Oh my God.
And that's Kane's match over.
There you go. Well, the thing is about this Mania already is it's not had like kind of big moments, but the little moments that have happened have really been enjoyable for the show. Just even like Pete Rose, the butterbean thing that we saw.
I'm lucky I'm not a fucking epileptic as well, because them flashes are...
They are heavy, yeah. And even a Big Show knocking out Vince McMahon earlier.
Yeah.
But Kane, yeah, he's going to get ready for his match now. I think this Mania, this WrestleMania had more people stretchered and taken away by people than any other. We saw McMahon taking out Mankind. We saw Pete Rose, Bart Gunn.
Yeah. 2 people knocked out by big right hooks.
So was it Pete Rose who took the punch earlier as well then? No, Pete Rose won't try it next year, surely.
Don't call me Shirley, but he would be stupid if he did try.
Oh, here comes Triple H and the music plays. I do what you told me to do. Yeah. And, oh, wait a minute. Triple H from behind.
Oh, low blow on Kane.
Well, they had the fireworks there ready to go off, but they didn't need them.
Well, Triple H's plan was to come from behind straight off the bat, and it's slowly paying off for him.
And now he's going straight to work on Kane. Well, Triple H thinks that Kane took China away from him. And a big boot by Kane. Oh, and Triple H backdrops Kane to the outside. Rips his t-shirt.
This is the first chance to see Triple H as a legitimate contender and a badass and a potential future heavyweight champion.
And he's giving it his all in the early going. Taking the attack onto Kane. Kane with a clothesline. Triple H dodges it. Now sends Kane into the ring post. Going to Irish whip him. Oh!
Sends him into the steel stairs.
Well, Kane went flying into him then.
Holla, holla, holla. Teddy Long's in charge of this match.
And now Kane struggling to get back in the ring. Triple H won't stop the attack though. Big knee.
Oh, sends Kane headfirst onto the barricade from the ring apron. Baseball slide sending Kane into barricade again.
Kane sent into the announce table. Thrown back in. Triple H with the right hand. Rocking Kane. Kane's not been able to get into it since. And just like that, reverse the Irish whip with a big boot to the face, knocking Triple H down.
Sends him over the top rope, eliminates him from the rumble down to them below.
Now, how thin are those mats?
They're just mere millimetres thick and they're over pure concrete.
Now Triple H grabbing the leg of Kane. But he kicks Triple H off and turnabout fair play, sends him into barricade.
And Triple H bouncing Kane's head off the top of barricade.
Triple H going up on the stairs, but Kane catches him round the throat. He's going to choke slam him. No!
Oh! Crutches him on top of the barricade.
And now clothesline. Right into Mean Street Posse.
So they're from Greenwich. I believe. And isn't Triple H from Greenwich, Connecticut?
Yeah, but obviously they don't like him because they just threw him. But he's a degenerate, though, and they're from the good side. Someone just threw their drink and went all over Triple H there as well. Why would you do that? Now Kane picking up Triple H, hit him against the ring post. And again rams him into the ring post. And a third time, just working that lower back. Oh, Kane throwing Triple H back in and catching him with an uppercut.
Upper what?
And now just seems to be dominating this match. Irish Triple H just flies into the turnbuckles, straight down. And now Kane just rocking Triple H with right hands in the corner, taking out his frustrations, hurting his woman, China. And Triple H in all sorts of trouble.
And the future mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, is doing one over on the future COO of the company.
But, I mean, even if you think about it, like, you know, these two guys, the longevity they would have even afterwards at this point.
Oh, they faced off against each other last year.
But think how many WrestleMania moments have they had today. This is Kane's second WrestleMania at this point, and this is Triple H's, what, maybe third?
Yeah.
So if you think about it.
Well, he's
12,
got
13, 14, 15. This is like, Triple H is fourth, and you think how many they got now,
Yeah. Well, you've got both of these guys go up against Undertaker. Triple H, I think he goes up against him 3 times. Triple H trying with a kick to the jaw, but Kane just responds with a horrendous clothesline.
Now Triple H in all sorts of trouble as Kane's got him.
Will we see China come out with a patch?
He's been slowly recovering as Kane dominating Triple H now. But Triple H does get the boot up. Now he's starting to fight back.
Turn out with some big rights. I think my money would be on Kane winning this match.
And Triple H thrown over again. I've got to say Kane as well.
Kane!
It's Kane! And here comes Kane. Been known to fly. Oh!
Shit!
Well, the 7 dived over the top. And now Kane still going to fly. Going to go all the way up to the top.
Well, high risk, high reward.
Oh no, Triple H got hold of Kane.
Him down to the mat. I think I was just out of sheer desperation. He can't really capitalise on it.
And now Triple H just got to try and get back into this one, but Kane's sat up already. That just shows the power of Kane.
Comes charging in. Triple H dodges him. Kane head first into the turnbuckle. Now the game rocking Kane with rights.
And Kane's still not falling down yet, but Triple H just keep going left and rights now. Dropping Kane down to a knee. Irish whip, but reversed by Kane. Clothesline missed. Elbow missed by Kane.
Big knee.
And Triple H hits it. Still Kane hasn't gone down.
The running knee sends Kane to the mat though. But for how long?
And oh my God, look off in the distance. Look who's coming out here.
Oh, she's not wearing a patch.
It's China. But she's got a damaged retina. You can see the eyes a little bit different. And she's staring right up at Triple H. And he won't be distracted looking maybe for the kick. Turned around.
Trying to load Triple H up for the pedigree. No. Triple H to the backslide. Trying to load Triple H up for the tombstone. Triple H going for the pedigree. Takes the legs and drops the elbow.
Oh, that's impressive by Kane managing to block the pedigree. Now both went down. And China... And what the hell's she doing? Getting the stairs, throwing them in. And China might not know what's going on. Well, Kane's taking a while to get to his feet. And as I say that, he sits up. Triple H still down. Well, Kane's out. The plan's backfired. Triple H feeling it now.
Clotheslines Kane to the outside, who stays on his feet remarkably enough.
And Triple H is not finished. He's got the stairs now. The other half. He's going to try and pedigree Kane.
No. Kane with a backdrop sending the game to the mats below.
And Kane blocks again. This might be the end for Triple H now. Kane making his way back in. He's got Triple H round the throat.
Plants him with the choke slam.
And now China's got up on the apron. She's got the chair. And she wants to do it.
She wants to finish off the game.
Kane's got Triple H beaten here and letting China come in with a chair. She got the chair now. Oh!
Across the back of Kane.
Well, referee calls for the bell and Kane can't believe it. Why would you do that for? And China saying, you shot me, it's your fault. And Kane realised now, look at her, dejected. Oh!
And Triple H with the chair across the back. Another one across the head.
Oh my God, Kane has had his heart broken and now his face broken. Triple H pedigree.
Oh.
On the stairs, and does that mean that China's turned back the corporation, gone back with DX?
But China and Triple H in cahoots all along, James.
They might have been. Look, they're back together. China jumps on Triple H, and what a moment here. Two reunited. What a moment. Dan, what are your thoughts on that match?
Completely strange, turn of events, how things kind of rolled about. But again, a very, very good story told. Wrestling was very good as well against two solid workhorses of the company. The China involvement as well, it was a kind of a twist to the tale.
Right.
And, does that kind of make Kane turn his back on being human? Is he just going to be a complete red monster from now on?
This is the thing, isn't it? He's just been portrayed for the second time and he's not going to have it. And Triple H and China are back together. It's great to see here tonight. Even though Triple H lost, he really won in this one. And look at the chair shot to the face.
See, look, you can even see how safe Triple H is. The chair was upside down, went through the effort, turning it over. And it is
and
little things.
On it.
Yeah, but it is little things like that that make someone a very safe worker. And Triple H, he may annoy the fuck out of you nowadays, but he is a very safe, clean worker.
And it's another little great moment at WrestleMania to see China and Triple H back together. It's something at the time that would have made you really, really happy at a WrestleMania moment, if you will.
But then it makes me feel sorry for Kane as well, though.
It does. I know,
His heart broken so much. He just wants to love someone.
I know. Hopefully, he can get a bit of retribution against China. And Kevin Kelly explaining that Mankind's been taken to a local hospital. He won't be able to compete. And Big Show, of course, been arrested, so he can't either. Well, Vince McMahon, as always, Dan, has got a plan.
Yes, he has best looking referee's outfit in his trainer's bag. So who's going to be referee, James?
I'm going to be the guest referee.
Big Punisher is in the house.
Wow, he was part of the Rage Party last night before WrestleMania. But, oh my God, here comes Sable.
Wow.
And she'll be defending the Women's Championship here tonight. And Sable's changed.
She has gone for a bit of a heel turn, hasn't she?
Ever since winning that women's title and appearing in Playboy, she has depth here. But we're going to see her in action.
Well, at least she shows up more than Brock Lesnar does.
Oh, look at Sable grinding here. Looks like someone's had an accident in the ring.
Sable's been bum scuttling.
Right, here we go. Women's title. And a chance to just stop and think about what we've seen. Vince McMahon's going to be a special guest referee tonight against Austin Rock. Austin hasn't got a chance tonight. I don't see anymore.
No chance.
No chance. We've still got the Hell in a Cell high above the ring. And, of course, European Championship will be on the line. Shane McMahon versus Pete Rose tombstone. And we've seen China and Triple H back together.
Yeah, back nowadays, they had two attractive bottle blondes. No, both of them, I wouldn't.
Well, let's see. And Tori has got like a
cat
suit on. And Sable just kicks her. She can't get in. Tori's had a weird fixation. Number one fan. And now Tori's slowly getting in. And Sable's got hold of Tori. And sends her into the rope. Throws her back.
Kick to the breast.
Now kicks, taking her down.
Sends her to the outside again.
Well, has this match really started yet?
Well, Tori's barely got a move in.
And Sable just saying, so what, Tori? Come on.
Sable gets dragged to the outside. Was it last year she was going up against Luna?
Goldust and... No, Mero and...
Sable.
Mero and Sable, versus Goldust and Luna,
Goes for a crossbar. Catch is a bit awkward, and it was more of a knee to the head of Tori.
Oh my God! I mean, this is what women's wrestling was 20 years ago, unfortunately. But you know, Sable has improved to where she first started, believe it or not. But she couldn't really bring Tori through.
Kick to the midsection. Another kick to the midsection.
And Sable just in control, grinding away.
Oh, as Tori comes up, clothesline Sable.
Now mounting her.
Punching away.
Has got around her throat. Sable trying to hold on. And now Irish Whip, clothesline. Irish Whip reversed into the turnbuckle. Tori now
over the top, looking for the roll up. Getting Sable down. Sable rolling through and kicking out.
Now Sable's got hold of the legs, going for a pin herself. Two and stopped. Now Tori falling over, trying to get the pin.
Backslide for Tori. The Sable kicking out.
Now Sable a clothesline dodged by Tori.
Oh, goes low. Tori accidentally takes out the referee.
Oh my God, and Sable now is angry. He's going to look to put Tori away.
Who is this?
Well, Sable bombs blocked by Tori, I guess. And now she's going to go for a powerbomb, but oh my God, this huge woman. Is that Nicole Bass? Nicole Bass is here. She makes China look like Tori Wilson. She used to be on Howard Stern, and now she's got Tori at least 7 foot in the air.
And drops her from that.
Oh my God, times the size of Sable.
At least 5 times the size of Sable. Are you sure that's a female?
Yes. Nicole Bass.
That looks like Billy Gunn in drag.
She's not an arse man.
She's a man, though.
She's a man. Well, Nicole Bass is here. Don't you find her strangely attractive?
No.
Well, Bass is here. And, well, Tori's out of it. And Sable now. Sable bomb. Not that was needed. I guess the exclamation point. Going for the cover. 2, 3. Sable wins and Tori walks away. And I think that is the worst match of the card without a shadow of a doubt. But again, it was over in 3 minutes, so wasn't that harmful. Sable does win. Sable used to be popular, now she's a heel. Does it work really, you reckon?
No.
Certainly at the women's division is Sable grinding her way to victory.
Women need a revolution. And you got to wait 20 years for that, or 18 years for that.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of Sable's last appearances, I'm sure. Well, King watching on Sable, but up next, Dan, it's Shane McMahon versus X-Pac for the European. Yeah, but it's been a very interesting feud between Shane and X-Pac. Of course, Shane McMahon winning the European Championship in very controversial fashion. Hiding behind everybody in his way not to have a rematch. But I feel Shane McMahon thinks that he's as good as X-Pac in the ring here. And I think one-on-one, it's been a very interesting match. We've seen Shane and Mac. We've not really seen him on a one-on-one. He's got Test in his corner. So, yeah, it's the European title on the line. It's been interesting. And Shane McMahon's put everything in X-Pac's way to get here tonight. And already he stuck the Briscoes in his way. He stuck the Stooges in his way. Uh-oh.
Well, X-Pac's managing to fight his way out of that.
Well, Gerald had hold of X-Pac and Patson decked Briscoe.
But he's got Test in Shane O'Mac's corner to contend with as well.
And are we going to see the fireworks used? X-Pac said he's got an eye on Shane McMahon.
So Triple H didn't use the fireworks, and X-Pac hasn't used the fireworks.
No, so they've been there for no reason here tonight.
Shane gets everyone's out of the way.
And Shane's going to take his time. X-Pac's a dangerous man. Well, this is just two different people. Shane McMahon born with a silver spoon in his mouth. X from the mean streets. But Shane McMahon has said that he's going to be X-Pac 1, 2, 3, kid. And then a posse up at ringside as well, watching on. And there you go, Shane McMahon mocking X-Pac. He's going to go chase him down now. Running after the ring, Shane McMahon in. X-Pac goes for closer. Shane dodges leapfrog. Beautiful by Shane.
Gets caught by a spinning heel kick from X-Pac though. His gloating quickly come unstuck.
And now he's caught in the corner with the right hand. And X-Pac wants to make a statement. Oh,
No, but Test dragging Shane O'Mac out of harm's way. X-Pac managing to stop himself, though. And I think Shane's done for this match.
Oh, Shane doesn't want any. He's a Mean Street Posse looking on. X-Pac going after Shane.
Catches him up the ramp.
And then he's going to throw Shane McMahon all the way back in. The referee checking him, and now Test from behind. And he picks up X-Pac.
Oh, crutches him on the ring post.
But it's good for Test. He's already had a match, and now he's involved with a Shane McMahon match as well. So at least he's been featured.
But how done must the referee be? It's like he was running with him to the ring to throw him in. And now he's down on the floor in agony.
And Test is high-fiving the Mean Street Posse. Like, what could possibly have happened? Maybe X-Pac slipped on the way down. And we're going to see the pure athleticism of Shane McMahon there. Must have been at least 8 foot in the air.
At least 10 foot jumping over X-Pac. I mean, he's no short fella.
But he is a smart fella.
He's not a fart smeller.
And Shane now wants X-Pac to be counted out. This could be it.
Finally gets in, breaks the referee's count. And he's been met by Shane and the clubbing blows to the back. So what's Shane going to do? Is he going to lower the cage down and jump off of that? Is he going to do a coast to coast? Is he going to fly off the ring post onto an announce table?
Well, this is probably one of Shane's first major matches.
Major matches.
So we'll see what the boy can bring. And he slapped X-Pac in the corner. He slams him down. And what is Shane doing?
The corporate elbow.
I suppose it is part of the corporation. Usually we see the WF champion do it, but it's European champion tonight.
Oh, Shane, though, missing. X-Pac rolling out the way.
X-Pac up and Test with a distraction. Shane with a low blow.
X-Pac's balls have taken a bit of a pounding. He's wearing the same elbow pads that Bret Hart wears as well, bike.
Well, they're going to focus on it, I suppose. And now Test has passed the belt to Shane. And you can see Shane McMahon's first T-shirt's kind of mocking his opponent we see here tonight.
And we see a trend of that happening as well.
Exactly, yeah. There's his X-Punk on it and 1, 2, 3 on the back. And he's belting X-Pac, going to go for it again.
Oh, gets tossed to the outside in front of his Green Street buddies or Mean Street Posse or Pussies or whatever the fuck they are.
And Shane's struggling to get to his feet and X-Pac now going to fly.
Oh, crossbody over the top. The Mean Street grabbing hold of X-Pac.
Oh no, but he's dishing out a beating on all of them. Make sure they're part of the Mean Street and not just a fan. X-Pac throws Shane in. Now Test. Oh.
Again from behind.
Oh, DX back reunited, but at the moment the numbers against X-Pac here.
Why aren't any of them coming down to assist them? It's
This
like
is
not
weird,
as if
isn't
they've
it?
got any matches coming up.
Well, at the moment, maybe X-Pac said he wants to do it by himself, I'm not sure. But Shane is in control here.
But the way this match is going, if it was nowadays, you'd say X-Pac's going to win this one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. And now Shane with the elbow drop has got X-Pac down. And where is Shane going? Second rope.
Elbow drop off the second.
And Shane's going to go even higher up now. Well, it's his first Mania. He wants to impress. Shane up the top.
Oh, gets caught with a drop kick. Crutches Shane on the top.
And now X-Pac with the kicks, and he's got Shane McMahon high up.
Superplex off the second.
Well, he must have trusted X-Pac as a worker to work with Shane. Tells him to suck it. Goes for the cover. And Test pull him off again. Oh my God, nearly into the cameraman.
Oh, looking to charge X-Pac against the stairs. X-Pac moves.
X-Pac moves. Test hits the ring post. And now X-Pac back in with the belt. Turnabout's fair play. And Shane McMahon getting taken to the woodshed.
He's getting whipped like a government mule.
Oh, right to the face. Oh my God, right to the chest. Now in the corner.
Oh, spinning heel kick to the jaw. Shane's in prone position for the Bronco Buster. Can he hit it second time lucky?
Oh, here comes X-Pac.
Bang, hits the mark. X marks the spot.
Well, Bronco Buster and the referee trying to pull him off. Test back in the ring with a European title.
Plants X-Pac with it.
Oh, come on, ref. And now Shane's going to go in for the cover. Shane over the cover. 1, 2. Oh.
No, X-Pac just managing to kick out.
Oh. Well, Shane McMahon can't believe X-Pac got out of that one, but I don't know how much energy he's got left. And now Shane's got X-Pac in the corner.
Stomping on his chest. He's going to go for the Shane-O Bronco Buster.
And now here comes Shane. Oh!
No, X-Pac moving.
And Test getting in the ring now. Oh my God, X-Pac dodging him, catching him with a kick.
Spinning heel kick, sends Test to the mat.
And he's in the corner. And X-Pac with a Bronco Buster.
Triple H making his way down.
Here he comes with China. And here even the odds for DX now. Triple H getting Test out there. X Factor. And China's distracting the ref.
Why is she distracting him?
Oh, I don't know. Triple H in the ring. What? Got pedigree.
It's X-Pac with the pedigree.
What the hell is going on, Triple H? Has he betrayed DX and joined the corporation? Shane in the cover.
Shane keeps his title.
Oh my God. And what does this mean? This is unbelievable. China checking on Shane. And Triple H got X-Pac. I thought DX was back together. X-Pac taken out and telling Test to beat him up. And what the hell is this? Triple H put the mega performance earlier, now selling out to the corporation. And here comes Billy Gunn.
And Road Dogg. And they're getting beaten down.
Oh my
by
God.
Triple H and Test.
Triple H beating down DX.
Triple H, was he in cahoots with China and the corporation all along?
Oh, I don't know, but I thought I'd see Triple H beating down Billy Gunn. Seeing Road Dogg getting beat down. Look at China looking over X-Pac. And a huge HBK chant. And Shane with a low blow.
The lights go out.
And it's Kane! Well, Kane got betrayed earlier. And now he's back for vengeance.
Is this when Kane and X-Pac team?
Kane! And the Big Red Monster's out here. And he's straight after China and Triple H. You know, Triple H is not hanging around. Well, DX down in the ring. And Kane going straight after him. Shane gets out of here with a title. And Triple H shocking turn. Dan, what are your thoughts?
Wow, you know, it certainly is a complete twist of the tale. You had the sweetness of Triple H and China finally reuniting after the Kane match. And then it was a kind of a double switch. You know, China turned her back on DX, who she just got back with, and brought Triple H along with her.
Oh, that is crazy. I mean, I remember watching it as a kid and being shocked that Triple H would turn on his long-term partner like that. There was no clues that Triple H would do that at all. And the way he done it, I think, a great way. But DX, the most popular stable. You think about this. When NWO started, you know how popular that was. DX has been around for, what, not even a year yet. And already it's now, I know we've got New Age Outlaws and X-Pac, but that's it, basically. I know they come back afterwards.
The original DX,
but, yeah, you talk about the kind of four of them as it was. Hearst Hana. You tell that big nose son bitch Hearst Hana. Well, the Outlaws and X-Pac won a part of Triple H. But up next, it's Hell in a Cell, because it's The Undertaker versus Big Boss Man. And is The Undertaker in for some hard times? It's Corporation versus Ministry. Now, what have you thought of the feud between The Undertaker and Vince McMahon leading to this match?
It certainly has been interesting. You know, Undertaker, you're not 100% sure what his goals are. I know he wants to take out Vince McMahon, but why? Does he want to be champion? Does he want this? Does he want that? Does he want complete control of the company? You know, you've kind of seen him, like, you know, one by one decimate members of the corporation. And, you know, you've seen him bring Vince McMahon to his knees, crying because of his beloved Teddy. But what's his end game?
And she will come, you know, to The Undertaker. What's The Undertaker got over McMahon that we just don't know about? But it's two heel factions going at it. I don't know if it's a great idea. But The Undertaker's so demonic, and they can't really cheer for either man at the moment, because Boss Man's, you know, been a piece of shit since coming back as well. So it's not kind of saying, but it is very interesting to see someone getting under the skin of Vince McMahon. And you think maybe it was a couple of years later, it might have been Mr. McMahon versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania, do you know, as opposed to Big Boss Man. But again, Big Boss Man jumped across. He was jobbing out on Nitro. He's in a WrestleMania match with The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell. It's a huge opportunity for him, even though it's awful.
And the only way is up for Big Boss Man. I mean, he crashes Big Show's dad's funeral.
We've got all that to look forward to this year as well. And look at The Undertaker setting a symbol of light on Raw as well. And getting arrested.
So as far as we know, the latest or the current attention for Undertaker is Big Boss Man.
Yeah, and if you take him out, then it's one by one closer to getting to Vince McMahon.
McMahon, it's simple. I own the key to your heart and your soul. You dare threaten me? We can take anybody, anytime we desire.
The ministry has abducted Shane McMahon!
You don't threaten me, Undertaker. Not like that. You don't want to go there. You will come face to face with your Maker and the Lord of Darkness.
As soon as Mr. McMahon laid eyes on that bear, it was in shock. The Undertaker has brought the owner of this company to his knees. That bear is on fire. That bear is symbolic of what?
That one ever so brief moment when I showed weakness. And it'll never happen again.
Undertaker's out of control. Boss Man with a nightstick from behind. McMahon and Boss Man through the crowd. The Undertaker, Big Boss Man. Look at this.
McMahon, there will be a sacrifice. One by one, your corporation will fall until there is only one, and then she too will be mine.
The Undertaker's symbol just exploded into flames, and the Undertaker, he's being arrested.
You threaten me? You threaten my corporation? You threaten my family? You better stay in jail, because if you don't, I'm going to get you when you get out, boy. I'm going to get you.
Soon, McMahon, you will realize that I am your worst nightmare. Undertaker, you don't threaten Vince McMahon and get away with it.
That's Mr. McMahon's house.
You see the lights are on. Just keep dialing. Just keep
no answer. What do you want me to do? I'm sorry, but there's no answer.
But nobody's home yet. They should be home any minute. I don't know what to do. But she's coming home, isn't she, Vince?
Get away from my home, damn it!
And I will be here to greet her.
The Undertaker's got my family, damn it! I need help!
Maybe I can be that father figure she never had. Or maybe I can just torture her.
It's The Undertaker! Oh my God! The Undertaker as McMahon!
And remember this, I will own the World Wrestling Federation.
So his goal is to own the World Wrestling Federation.
Oh, here comes the hell in the cell.
And the ominous cage music.
And the first time a Hell in a Cell match has been at WrestleMania.
Well, is the Undertaker in for some hot time?
I think he is. Boss Man means business. Especially if we can take that nightstick in. And let's not forget, we talk about Hell in a Cells being the Undertaker's forte, but where's the Boss Man from, you know?
Cobb County, Georgia.
Exactly. In the jail cells, knowing how to work behind, knows how to work inside a cage, doesn't he? He does that at least to do it for a living.
Didn't he have that weird random dog kennel match?
He had a great match with Chains, where not Chains, Nails, who Nails ended up, and of course against the Mountie as well.
Nails, Mountie, and the Big Boss. Is that when he was a blue shirted?
Blue shirted, yeah.
Officer, yeah.
Much bigger than he is at this point.
The Mountie.
But now he's going against the Undertaker. 14. He's 7-0. This is his 8th WrestleMania appearance. He's 7-0 at the moment, but there's kind of no reference to that fact whatsoever in this one.
Do you think this is a kind of a planned thing, this streak?
No, I don't think so. I think it just happened. It was serendipity. He wasn't meant to lose. If Kevin Nash if Diesel wasn't leaving the company in '96, he would have gone over the Undertaker at WrestleMania. And it just so happened. It's kind of happy stance until they realised when they probably got to about 9 and 10. It's like, oh, fucking, we actually got something here. Undertaker would miss out WrestleMania 16. And it was close whether to lose to Triple H or not at 17 as well.
Yeah.
So
and Randy Orton at
21, that was, yeah. The Undertaker come out completely demonic, and has Paul Bearer by his side worked? What do you prefer at this moment? The Undertaker is like kind of heel, or the face of the Undertaker that we've really enjoyed, in the past.
I think it's good, it shows a lot of depth to his character, he has kind of evolved with the times. He's gone from the classic Undertaker to this gothic-y type in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then when he gets buried alive by Kane, the Undertaker, you can't believe he comes back as the American Badass. No, that's before that.
No, it's before that, yeah.
Well,
because the thing is, the Undertaker character, you got to a point where you couldn't really do much else, and at this point with the demonic thing kind of being like Satan, afterwards, because you go back to kind of the old Undertaker, and he felt at this point during the Attitude Era, he couldn't later on 99 with the injury, then coming back in 2000 as the American Badass,
yeah.
and then trying that for a couple of years out, and then coming back to the Undertaker once, But at this point, everything was kind of based on reality, and this is kind of one of the characters that you kind of took away from it. And Undertaker kind of suffered a little bit. He was focusing more kind of like Buffy the Vampire fans, you know what I mean? This kind of thing. But he's here against the boss man, looking to get the job done. And he's not scared inside Hell in a Cell, but they're locking Paul Bearer out.
Wah!
Oh, yeah! So it's the Undertaker versus Boss Man in the worst Hell in a Cell match in history. And now Boss Man started strong with the right hands.
Giving Undertaker some hard time.
Hard time.
Both men in black.
Both not well liked, so the crowd not sure to chant for here, but the Undertaker has got the respect to the fans as he turns Boss Man around in the corner.
Punching away at the gut. It's kind of Undertaker is the lesser of two evils, isn't it, at the moment?
Bossman catches Undertaker with a back elbow, but Undertaker with a running clothesline.
Irish whip to Bossman. He catches the Undertaker. Lovely swinging neck breaker. I was over for the cover. Taker managing to kick out.
Then sits up. And Bossman going to the attack again. Well, no corporation or ministry members will be able to get involved in this one as Taker sits up.
Well, the extended corporation as it is now.
No, exactly. And Undertaker sits to his feet. Sits up again. Bossman getting angry. Goes for the kick. Taker dodges it.
Grabs the leg of Bossman and just drags him to the mat and starts punching away at the back of his head. So who gets to take the DX name then?
That's the thing though, every question is answered properly when storyline's told right.
Yeah.
If it was nowadays, it would be like, oh, they never mention it again. They showed up as DX the next night and no one mentioned the attack. X-Fucking Triple H are fine.
They tag match together against fucking Kane and Bossman.
Bossman sent outside into the sides of Satan's structure. Well, obviously, you get finger caught in there, it's going to be trouble. As the Undertaker sent into the side.
Undertaker's a bit rocked inside the cell.
Uh-oh.
Bossman's got himself some handcuffs.
Well, this is not good for the Undertaker. Shot right to the face. And Bossman's comfortable inside this arena. And Bossman's going to get some hard time. Can't go anywhere. Handcuffed to the side. And in all sorts of trouble.
Bossman picking his moment. Going to the midsection, then to the head.
Oh my God. And it just broke the handcuff with the shot to the face.
That worked well, didn't it?
Well, such strike from the nightstick, and now Bossman in complete control. He could end the Undertaker's streak.
Before it even gets recognised.
And the Undertaker busted wide open with that nightstick. Yeah, I've not seen the Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell match taking this much punishment. Bossman's smirking at the moment.
No, James hasn't got a cigarette in his gob. He's got a smile on his face because he knows him and his nightstick are dishing out some hot time.
Hot times!
Well, he's got his hands full with the Bossman now. Round his throat, sending him face first into the side of the cell. Hard Irish whip to the side of the cell.
Taken out by the Undertaker, he's kind of turned it up a little bit. He tasted his own blood for maybe the first time.
Undertaker's going to look for some hardware.
And now the Undertaker's got the chair. Oh my God, wraps it round the back of Bossman. Now Undertaker picking up Bossman. He's going to send him into the side of the cell.
Oh, Big Bossman was the javelin and the cell, the javelin catcher.
Unbelievable stuff there, the Undertaker.
And that cell didn't taste like quiche or any freshly prepared meal by a chef.
Bossman in serious trouble. You can see the redness below his eye.
Yeah, the unescapable cell that Kane's managed to rip the door off of.
Undertaker throws Bossman in and he's busted open as well.
Thumb to the eye, quickly changes momentum. Irish whip for Bossman. Undertaker ducks, goes flying. That's when the Undertaker was agile.
The Undertaker now goes for the cover. Bossman managing to kick out.
Ah.
Uh-oh, now the Undertaker's got Bossman's arm.
Oh, Bossman though, kicking the top rope, crutching the Undertaker.
Now Bossman throws the Undertaker in and working him with the right hand. It's been a slugfest. It's bowling shoe ugly. But the Undertaker responds with a right hand. And now rights. It's a nay punches from both men. Bossman might have the upper hand here. Headbutt.
Drops Undertaker to his knees. But Undertaker fighting back with a huge low blow.
And you can hear the boos. The fans definitely not happy about this.
Do you think that's what kind of has put a dampener on this match? The fans not being as invested in it as
but it's
they
not
would be enough.
really much you can get invested in. Both, like I said, bad guys. You know, maybe the Undertaker you cheer, but I've seen what he does. He's not a nice guy. As the Undertaker picking up Bossman.
Loads him up for the tombstone.
And he's got him.
1, 2,
3. The Undertaker pins Bossman. After, well, it's not completely terrible, I suppose. You know, like, if it wasn't in Hell in a Cell, it would have been a basic match. The problem is you expect more from a Cell match, and I think that's what's missing here, really. You know, I mean, I don't want to really cunt it off too much, but I think that's the problem. Dan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, it wasn't terrible, but I think, you know, from what we've seen from Hell in a Cell matches, we expected a lot more extravagance. And this was, you know, it was kind of, a few nightstick hits, what I'd call a botched, pointless handcuff spot, which, you know, there was necessarily no need for whatsoever. And a couple of steel chair shots. It wasn't really anything special.
Not at all. And the Undertaker looking up, and who's he calling for? Who the hell are these coming from the sky?
It's the Brood.
Well, Gangrel nearly misses a fucking cell, but Christian and Edge land on the spot. What the hell are they doing up there? And now it looks like they're trying to break through the cell. And they're ripping their way in, and they got, looks like a bit of rope. Well, the Undertaker looking on. Bossman's out. And now, oh my God.
They're lowering a noose down.
Well, they got the noose. And the Undertaker's not, surely.
Don't call me Shirley. But if he's going to think what I think he's thinking...
Well, if I think he's thinking what you're thinking as well. It means he's going to try and hang the Bossman. And hard times will be hung time.
He is. He's putting the noose around the neck of Bossman and making sure it's clipped onto his harness.
And now Edge, Gangrel, Christian get lifted up into the rafters.
In a very weird fashion. Edge is just hanging there.
Well, Edge is stuck there at the moment. And now the cell lifting around the ring. Or is the ring lowering around the cell? Bossman's waking up.
I think he realises what's happening. He's trying to prevent it, but I think his fate is sealed.
Oh my God, the Undertaker sent a message to Bossman, to Mr. McMahon and the corporation. Oh my God, he's being hung. Oh, look at Bossman.
We're seeing an execution live on telly.
And he's flipping away and he's dead. He's gone. Is it symbolic, Dan? Is it symbolic?
It is definitely something.
Oh my God, we've seen someone get hung.
It's not as well hung as Alex Wright.
Or Val Venus.
Or Val Venus.
My God, Bossman is hung. Please, can someone come out and cut him down?
We want trainers, referees, EMTs.
Yeah, we want to have a serious moment after that. So let's talk about the Rage Party. Hey, everybody, have you seen my balls? Chuck E. Cheese or something like that as well. Tony Norris is there.
See, I don't think wrestlers do this as well nowadays.
Nah.
I mean, what was I watching the other day where they had WrestleMania fan access? And like all the crowds was coming out and like Taz was calling matches with someone. I think it was 2002. WrestleMania 17?
Yeah.
18?
18.
And, you know, Taz was calling matches with like fans. And they was just having a laugh, a lot more interaction.
Cherry Poppy Daddies. Oh, look at Patterson Briscoe, beautiful ladies.
'Cause Stone Cold said so.
So that was a rage party, but Michael Cole is announced here to let someone come out to announce the main event, and it's JR. Well, he's been a heel recently, but now he's back as being a face commentator. Oh, shouldn't really say that at the moment, but JR is here. And JR tipped his hat to Michael Cole. We're going to see King and JR back on commentary. But McMahon will be the referee for this match because Mankind's in the hospital, Big Show's in the prison cell,
and Kane's in the fire department.
Kane is in trouble, and McMahon's happy and showing off his muscle.
He's got that smug McMahon look on his face. What?
Wait a minute. Shawn Michaels' music. The commission's here.
Well, they was chanting for him earlier. He's finally turned up.
Your Jack LaLanne physique.
Mr. WrestleMania.
Got Michael saying we can't have WrestleMania without Shawn Michaels. So Shawn Michaels saying that if you read the rule book, there's only one man that can appoint a special guest referee for a WrestleMania, and that one isn't the chairman of the board, it's the commissioner, Shawn Michaels. So he wants his Jack LaLanne. He's going to ban every member of the corporation from coming to ringside. He might let McMahon down, but he's not going to let anybody else happen. So Shawn Michaels banning the corporation for coming at ringside. Well, he might let Vince McMahon down here, but definitely not the corporation. But I think it's weird if we go back a year and we look at WrestleMania 14, which of course was main event by Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin with Mike Tyson involved. Look how much it's grown in a year, you know. Obviously, it's upset, Shawn Michaels being injured, not being able to compete, which must be a blow. But Austin's moved from strength to strength. You look at else in that card, The Rock was in the Continental Championship match with Shamrock at WrestleMania 14. He's now in the main event. Kane was featuring against The Undertaker. He now went against Triple H, who was fighting for the European title. So they moved on. They're kind of building on it, aren't they? It's building blocks.
Yeah, they're starting to find their ground, and they've got their top 6 or 8 guys that they can rely on to perform week in, week out. They've got Shawn Michaels. They've got him there in some capacity, but, it's going to be another couple of years now, at least before he returns to action.
Well, at this point, this is a done deal. Michaels is retired for good, and he's come back as the kind of babyface commissioner. He's done well on this role. I think people might have forgotten this about Shawn Michaels. They thought he just might have disappeared for 4 years as a part of being involved in the storylines,
Didn't that happen with Austin, though, when he kind of retired due to injuries? He came back, he was commissioner or
general manager, exactly the same kind of thing. And I think it can work well for people because obviously Shawn Michaels still popular. We were chanting his name earlier when they wanted him to come out and help DX, so obviously he's still part of the fans. But now it is time for the main event last year with Tyson. They've not needed a celebrity involvement this year because of how strong Stone Cold Steve Austin has been.
He is a celebrity.
Exactly. And if you look at the storyline, this is what's clever about WWE as well. This goes all the way back to September when Vince McMahon made the Brothers of Destruction, beat Stone Cold Steve Austin, made him lose that championship,
So is this the start of the McMahon-Helmsley era?
McMahon-Helmsley era is the end of the year.
But I mean, because you've got Triple H.
Triple H is now involved with the corporation from now on, but the corporation would then go into kind of corporate ministry territory. We kind of get like a little lull, and then the McMahon Helmsley era would really kind of kick into gear, and that's what WrestleMania 2000 would be about next year. And it's weird to see, each point, we're a couple of years away from perhaps the greatest WrestleMania of all time, 17, and this is a building block again because this is the first time The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin have gone 1-on-1 at Mania. And, I think this WrestleMania 15 has been quite entertaining. I'm really looking forward to this. The Rock, of course, winning the WWF Championship Survivor Series in November and trading it with Mankind along the way. But that's kind of been the storyline leading up to this. We've known since November it should have been Austin versus The Rock. And it's kind of the long-term story planning that WWF has done that WCW is severely lacking in, Yeah. There is a point. This young man, The Rock's been getting great reception as well.
But, we moan that we've had similar main events or similar matches in main events. But with The Rock and Austin, they always come together better at WrestleManias. It's like they have this one, they're going to have another 2 more.
Well, and if you look at where each of them are, you would say in the first match, between Rock and Austin, The Rock is still an up-and-comer. He's only been the kind of heel and champion for like the last 6 months, whereas Austin's kind of really kicked into gear. Even though he's only been on top of the mountain for the past year, Austin with the crowd. So you would say Austin's definitely above The Rock. Whereas you look at the other couple of WrestleManias, WrestleMania 17 are probably equal. And then at 90, you know, The Rock's been at Hollywood, been a successful, Austin's on the end. So you might say The Rock is stronger. So you've got 3 different types of character, you know, in the same career. And it's so interesting to see. Did you listen to that?
As you get a huge pop as Austin, the glass smashes and it's just the fans go nuts. So Austin didn't even appear yet.
And an interesting side note, he forgot his vest in this one. He forgot to pack it for the kind of biggest event, so he had to put on a T-shirt. That's why he's come out in no vest.
And you see, The Rock is, he's got his
The Rock
off.
Rock is ready. He looks in great shape.
But I think, you know, is it the 19 when they had their last match?
Yes.
It's like The Rock was wearing a vest.
Well, exactly,
so
you
they
know.
both remember.
And there's so many stories told. And even this altercation, as Austin goes up and kind of, you know, The Rock's getting in his face. You know, Rock is not going to back down from Stone Cold. And that's good to see. With such a strong face, you need strong heels. And JR on commentary for this one is Rock and Austin just face to face.
You can see The Rock saying, "What the fuck you doing, you piece of shit?"
Yeah, oh, and here we go. The main event of WrestleMania, and Austin with a right hands to The Rock.
Oh, but The Rock eliminates Austin from the Rumble, sends him to the outside.
Nearly into the King's lap.
The match hasn't even started yet.
Sending Austin into the announce table.
Austin trying to get his shirt off, The Rock helping him. And he goes to strangles him with it. That's a good classic heel move.
There we go, choking him out. And The Rock looking at the crowd saying, "This is your hero, I'm going to put him down."
But The Rock has got his few fans dotted in the crowd, you know. It's hard not to be a Rock fan.
They sing along with The Rock. Like you said, he's cool, you know, and he's kind of one of these heels that you got to appreciate, especially when he's singing or getting on the commentary table and stuff like that. I mean, WWF would have no choice but to turn him in a couple of months. As Austin sends Rock to the outside. I mean, just imagine, you know, we talk about star power. We had Austin and The Rock at that same time, you know, to come along. You talk about one guy coming along. You know, The Rock, to his credit, you know, people say in wrestling maybe The Rock. But you look at The Rock's impact now, 20 years on.
Yeah.
There's no denying he's the biggest wrestling star of all time now,
but these, you know, these are 2-in-a-generation wrestlers. Yeah. I mean, the chemistry that I had, and Austin, you know, he had chemistry with everyone. He was respected a lot backstage when he was wrestling. And, you know, he is definitely a legend of the game.
No doubt, you know, you could say maybe these two guys weren't the greatest workers, but what they had was the crowd behind them 100%. They did, whether it be heel or face. And they've gone into the crowd here, into the millions of people, the masses, the millions of people watching on at home. Austin with a double axe smash and a Rock over barricade.
But does this kind of show you, you know, how much these guys want to get a hand on each other? You know, they're throwing each other into the crowd, going one side, going to the other. It's kind of like something that would only happen at a WrestleMania.
It's just a feeling, you know, it's a special moment, special feeling to it. We've been waiting for these two guys to get one-on-one. And with WWF, we know we're going to get a payoff and, you know, a long match to boot as well. It's not going to end in a finger poke, you know. It's not going to end in a matter of seconds or, you know. We might have outside interference in this, but we know it won't be screwy because it's, like I said, it's biggest event. It's something they don't do now. You look at WrestleMania last year, WrestleMania moments, you know, and we see it, and you want payoffs when it comes to feud. And that's what WrestleMania's been built on the past 30 years.
But I think this is kind of where social media lets us down as well. You know, because it does give us too many spoilers. It's like we've kind of known that it was going to be Rocker versus Austin, but we've never been quite sure in what capacity, what's going to happen, and, you know, everything around it.
Yeah, but just imagine, though, not just social, but WWE booking-wise, if Austin had got to WrestleMania, lost to The Rock thanks to, you know, being screwed out and then hit him with a low blow afterwards. Like, that's what they kind of did last year with Nakamura. And you see you don't really get the kind of the payoffs that you want. You want to see the good guy winning the Rumble to go to WrestleMania to win it. I know it's predictable, but that's what you want to see sometimes, you know?
God.
Oh, my word. And they've got up to that WrestleMania staging.
Yeah, and there's metal bars where the light rigging, basically, and Austin just got backdropped over it, and he's hit the back of his knee. I don't know if that was accidental or it was a planned spot.
Looks like it definitely did damage to the rattlesnake, and he's had problems with knees in the past. Attempted a pile driver, came back to haunt him.
Well, he is the bionic redneck. So it's going to take a lot more than a lighting rig to the knee to put him down.
Well, this is the thing, and you think about all Austin has gone through to get to this moment at WrestleMania, all he's had to fight. He's had to go through giants and, CEOs. Oh my God, and Austin there hits Rock with a clothesline and then just decides to go low.
So has the match started yet?
Well, Mike Chioda is going with it, so... And now Austin choking the Rock out. Right, so he's going to Irish whip him into the WrestleMania sign. No!
No, got reversed. Rock back first into the low-hanging rigging.
And look at it swinging away now, the sign. And now Austin's going to bring the Rock down. He can't pin him on the outside.
Well, I know, we've said during a Hulk Hogan match that we've not seen any proper wrestling moves. And, the first 10 minutes of this match, there hasn't been a single proper wrestling move. We've seen a backdrop, we've seen a couple of punches, we're going to see a suplex now, but nothing, overly technical. But these guys are telling such a great story that the wrestling side of things doesn't really matter too much.
Without doubt. I think sometimes that maybe even today if it gets forgotten about, we try and put move in. It's about trying to tell a story and in which way it's going to go, and these two gladiators really kind of fighting each other, and when it looks like one guy is going to get an advantage, you quickly turn it around, as we've just seen then, the Rock reversing the suplex attempt, sending Austin to that concrete.
Well, he's just simply bouncing his head off the steps, hitting him. He's going to throw him over the announce table.
But the beauty is as well, you can tell that these two guys don't like each other, and whether it's mannerisms or just what they're doing, and the ultimate disrespect, the Rock spitting water in Austin's face.
Well, when Austin was down on the ramp, the Rock emptied his nose onto him, snotted over him, just taking a mouthful of water, spit it over him. Then the referee had a problem with it, so the Rock threw some water at him. And now it's Austin back in control, hanging the Rock over barricade. And now he's got him draped over the announce table. That bloke wants to move out the way.
Well, the Rock on the announce table. Here comes Austin. Oh,
the table didn't go through, but Austin went knees first into the edge of that announce table.
And because of the water had been slipping, they kind of just slide off it. And the perspiration in this match. And Austin's not giving up just yet.
Up on barricade again, dropping the elbow, and this time the table goes.
Oh, now
Austin's turn to get some water.
Austin's thirsty. No, wait a minute. Spitting the Rock's face and then taking the drink. Austin throws Rock in, but Rock rolls all the way to the other side.
Traps Austin round the ring post. Oh, injured left knee round it.
Managing to push the Rock away over barricade. Trying to protect that bad leg for a second.
You can see the Rock's got some scarring under his nipple.
And he's probably got some scarring around his shoulder now. He's just been sent into those steel stairs. And now Austin's stumping a mud hole, walking it dry. Sends the Rock back in the ring. It's been a really back and forth match, but he comes in.
Rock bottom to Austin. This could be it.
Oh!
Austin managing to kick out.
Well, Rock nearly sneaked it then. No, Rock hit his best move, but Austin managed to get the shoulder up. And now the Rock's got the steel chair.
Rolls back into the ring, looking to swell Austin with it, but he gets a kick to the midsection. Austin's got the chair now. Rock pulls the ref in front of his path, and he gets clocked over the head with a chair, unprotected chair shot to the head on the ref.
And a net breaker by the Rock, but what a chair shot that was.
Another ref's out, but he's not paying attention to the match. He's more interested in the other ref.
He could have been decapitated. The Rock going to go for a chair. No, Austin went for the stunner. Blocked.
Pushed against the ropes. Hit Austin with a back elbow. And now Rock's got the chair again. Will it be third time lucky?
No. Now Austin's going to... now Rock is going to go attack those bad legs. Now just going to go on the attack. And this is a great move by the Rock. Right to the gut. And Timmy White trying to help out Mike Chioda. But, Rock with a chair. Straight to Austin's face. Calling for the ref.
1, 2. Oh, no. Austin getting the shoulder up at 2.
2. Rock cannot believe it. He's hit the rock bottom. He just twatted him with a chair at least 8 times.
At least 12 times. So for those of you doing the referee game, take a shot because we're 1 ref down. We're on to ref number 2.
2. And he's checking as Austin might be falling asleep here. Well, the Rattlesnake wants to be on top of the mat, but maybe The Rock has got his number.
Austin trying to work his way out, though. Punches to the midsection. Irish whip reversed by The Rock and hits Austin with a clothesline. And not only has Austin got noted bad knees, he's got bad neck as well.
Without a doubt, you think about what happened to him just a couple of years ago with Owen Hart and The Rock. He's going to go straight back to action there with Stone Cold. Well, Austin now looks to be out. Referee's going to check the arm. It's gone down once. And The Rock saying he's out. And Austin saying fuck you to The Rock as he's getting to his feet. And now the big right hand. Goes for the Irish whip, reversed by The Rock. Clothesline dodged by Austin. But caught in a Samoan drop.
1, 2... No, only a 2 count.
2. Austin gets the shoulder up, but The Rock seems to be one step ahead at the moment.
Well, The Rock threatening a referee.
Oh, he's got Timmy White. No!
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, take another shot because this is referee number 2 down.
2. Austin, stunner!
Oh, and The Rock sold it beautifully as well. Austin across for a cover. But there's no referee to count.
Well, Rock's beaten, but here comes third referee. It's Earl Hebner. 1, 2.
Oh, only a 2 count.
2. So both men are kicked out of each other's finisher now. Austin cannot believe it. Well, we're on our third ref. And you can hear the boos. And Vince McMahon has come out here now to right the ship. Rock may be too close for comfort, losing the championship then. Austin with a chair back in. Distracts Stone Cold. He's taking his jacket off. And Austin gives him the finger. Now he's going to use a chair on the Great One.
Oh, no, The Rock catching Austin with a low blow.
And now Vince McMahon is coming in the ring. And what the hell? Earl Hebner saying go out, but it's no disqualification. Michaels did say he probably would let Vince McMahon come out here. Just decked Earl Hebner.
So that is referee number 3 down.
3.
So that's your third shot, ladies and gentlemen.
And Mr. McMahon stomping a mud hole.
And walking it dry.
Walking it dry. The Rock with the kicks. Oh my God.
Referee number 4's on his way out here.
Mankind's back from the hospital. He's obviously injured, but he wants to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Man! Oh!
Dex McMahon with a shot.
And now kicking Vince McMahon out of the ring. The Rock can't believe it. Austin with a roll up.
1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count.
2. And now Austin with the Irish whip to the Rock.
Misses the back elbow. Catches the Fez press. Just starts wailing away at the Rock.
He's got Rock again. Irish whip. Drops his head but gets caught with a kick.
Rock with a clothesline.
And now the Rock's going to finish it off with a rock bottom. Well, he hits it, but he's not going to go for the cover. It didn't get the job done earlier. He's going to put the exclamation point on it.
Electrify move in sports entertainment. The corporate elbow.
Well, the corporate elbow.
What's that chair, though?
As Vince McMahon, watching on, going to hit Austin.
Oh, but Austin moves out of the way.
McMahon can't believe it. Austin with a kick. Rock with a finger. Going to go for the rock bottom now.
Austin fighting out with the elbows to the side of the head.
Fights off.
Stunner.
Stunner. Rock hit it. Mankind cover. 2, 3. And Stone Cold Steve Austin is your new WWF champion. He's got one over on the corporation and Vince McMahon. McMahon is broken at ringside. The one thing he didn't want to happen has happened. Austin has beaten a Rock. Dan, what are your thoughts on that match?
It's an absolutely great feel-good moment, and it is, the perfect payoff for the role Austin has been playing this past year. And, thoroughly deserves it. And, it's not only that, Austin's beaten The Rock and they've had an intense rivalry, but it's also beating McMahon, it's beating the corporation. And the way he just cuts to a shot of McMahon's face as well, the utter shock on his face when the 3 count goes. Absolutely brilliant.
It's not over yet between McMahon and Austin, but the crowd here in Philadelphia going absolutely crazy.
But chapter.
This is a beautiful thing about it, exactly, yeah. This is one story closed and now they can start something else, and that's what we're going to see. And this is like one of my favourite booking moments. The master plan is coming to effect, and we're going to see that in a couple of months' time as well. So it's just an awesome moment. You get the kind of feel-good feeling of Austin winning after all the kind of build-up to it, and it's a real payoff. And you're leaving this pay-per-view feeling really, really happy after what you've just seen as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, so going crazy. We've had 10 matches on this WrestleMania. WrestleMania 15 is probably not known as one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time, but I think tonight it maybe proved a lot of people wrong. We start off with Hardcore Holly, Al Snow and Billy Gunn for the Hardcore Championship to start off the night. Dan, what are your thoughts?
It was a good start to the show. You had Hardcore Holly kind of cementing his name as a hardcore champion.
Yeah, after being Sparky Plug for so long.
And it kind of, cements what he goes on to do for the next few years. I think Billy Gunn deserves more than the Hardcore Championship. So, I think it's a bit low in his what he should be aiming for.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Billy Gunn was the kind of breakout star of that match, but Hardcore Holly kind of got the win and walked away, and like I said, it was a moment for him at the show. Second match, D'Lo and Test versus Low and Double J. We'd seen on Heat, D'Lo and Test winning the Battle Royal, which is a bit weird. The match was over, they needed more time. Oh, sorry, what the first match, what was your rating out of 5? My rating was 3.5 out of 5.
I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I thought it was quite fun. Second match, I gave 3 out of 5. It should more time, though. I quite like that.
Yeah, it's only a 5-minute match, but it kind of focused on D'Lo Brown and Test as opposed to Jeff Jarrett. That's JEFFJARRETT and Owen Hart. But it was a bit fun, You had the confrontation with Deborah and Ivory as well.
Yeah. I liked it. I think she took a little more time. Third match is
I gave that 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 as well. Yeah. Butterbean versus Billy Gunn, my favourite moment of the entire pay-per-view, probably, and possibly favourite moment of WrestleMania ever. Bart Gunn getting knocked the fire. Butterbean, 5 out of 5 for me all the time. I loved it.
Yeah, I'll give it 5 out of 5 as well. Bart Gunn, he was really cocky, going through the Bull Through tournament, and they're like, right, we'll show him. We'll give him, the knockout artist before KO was around. Butterbean, and it was just an absolute great moment. And talking of great moments, Austin celebrating with Shirt Stealer Hebner. He's now Beer Stealer Hebner.
Exactly. Cold one with a champion, as Austin is celebrating, giving everybody a proper celebration. Looked to be leaving, but came back to have another beer. I'm not sure if he's... No, I look at that. Toasting the crowd with a championship. WrestleMania 15 has been all about the rattlesnake.
Did Hebner catch the beer Austin through? He's like, that's going on eBay. I'm going to steal that.
Well, McMahon cannot believe it, but it's been WrestleMania 316. Alright, so Mankind versus Big Show. Who would be the referee in the main event? It was quick. I would have seen a little bit more from it, but I think it was very good angle what they did, because obviously with the Big Show now kind of turning on McMahon and giving him a slap afterwards, has been good for him coming in, and to McMahon come out here and slap him and say, you're not good enough, and Big Show to deck him and be arrested, kind of makes him a face straight away, in that way, to get one over on Mr. McMahon. The match itself, I thought 3.5. Quick, but I like the McMahon interaction at the end.
I'd stay with 3.5 as well. Yeah, but the only thing is, it's with Mankind. I know they had to make it. He won the match by disqualification. They had to make it like he's not going to be here for the main event. So that was kind of the reason why he got carted off, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. You see one of them get carted off in the ambulance, one of them taken away in a police car. Next match was the Intercontinental Championship, Road Dogg versus Goldust versus Venus versus Ken Shamrock.
This was a fun little match as well, It was a good length of time. You saw Ken Shamrock and Val Venus. They kind of had their own problems over Ryan Shamrock, who is now with Goldust, the other person in this match. And they kind of fought their way to the back and disappeared, so it was left with Road Dogg and Goldust. And, you know, that's kind of where Ryan Shamrock also got involved because she tried tripping. Road Dogg ended up inadvertently getting Goldust, and that's kind of put a wedge between the Blue Meanie and Ryan Shamrock and Goldust. You know, that's kind of what's going to happen there.
It feels like Blue Meanie's a bit jealous, and I think made Ryan Shamrock kind of do that and made a big mistake, costing Goldust that match. Again, Road Dogg's in this position. Billy Gunn in this position probably would make more sense for me at the time, but fair play for Road Dogg to kind of, you know, get it. It weren't a bad match. Again, it was, like I said, fun. A 3.5 for me.
Yeah, I'll say 3.5 as well.
And then Triple H versus Kane was next. And this was another very good story, and given quite a bit of time as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite a longish match. Again, you know, like the last one, it was... the last one was nearly 10 minutes. This one was over 11. Yeah, it was good because, you know, there was a little twist at the end as well, which is...
Yeah.
It was like, we didn't expect that.
We thought the story would be, can Triple H hang with Kane? We've seen Kane being in the main event before Triple H. Like I said, WrestleMania 14, Triple H in the European Championship match, Kane was fighting The Undertaker. So to go on from 50, these two men go at it, could Triple H hold on to that level? I think he did. He showed that he could go with the main eventers in this one. It's quite a competitive match. But like you said, the twist at the end with China coming out and turning her back on Kane and seemingly rejoining DX with Triple H as well was a moment. Again, a lot of times at this pay-per-view, we've seen a lot of moments that moving on from here were proper moments. Looking back maybe 10 or 20 years later on. But the Big Show hitting Mr. McMahon, that would have been a great moment to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know, it is something like, you know, well, the Big Show's turned face. Triple H has effectively turned heel.
Yeah, well, at this point, we're talking about just at this time watching the match. At this time, China's gone back to Triple H, and you think DX have been reunited. So you're like, what a great moment that is. And then, like you say, when it comes to a couple of matches later, you get that other twist, and you think, oh shit, maybe things aren't going our way. So Triple H Kane, 3.5 is very good story with China coming back.
Yeah, I'll give that one a 4. Actually, I was quite, you know, It's good to see how far forward Kane has come in this time.
Yeah, this is the thing. Kane might have only been put in there,
and 4 or 5 months, or 18 months.
Yeah, and the thing is, he put in there for first off with the Undertaker to maybe just be around for that feud, and yet he's managed to grow on from that point to actually become a viable member of the roster, and over in his own right as well. You know,
indeed, yeah.
Sable versus Tori was next. It was just awful, wasn't it? You know.
Absolutely terrible.
I've got nothing good to say about it. It's 2 out of 5. Terrible women's wrestling.
I'm going to give it a 1.5 out of 5. It was. I'm glad women's wrestling isn't like that nowadays.
Yeah, me too. You had Shane versus X-Pac. 3.5 out of 5. This match, Shane proved that he could not go in the ring, but with someone like X-Pac, you know, that leapfrog at the start was great, even though hands on Shane. I loved the kind of interference put in X-Pac's way. For a kind of a babyface underdog to be, you have to go through the Stooges, have to go through Test, then, you know, Shane McMahon, you think, right, he's getting the better of Shane McMahon now, especially when you see Triple H and China coming out, you go, right, that's going to even the odds right now.
Equalise it, you know, Test is going to get taken out, and then it's like, what the fuck has gone on here, you know? What's happened, and it does make you want to watch the next night on Raw.
Exactly, and it's a shocking moment. You're like, what? And like I said, a year after basically forming, a year to the day nearly, they're basically splitting up now, or Triple H has left with China. You say the two original members of DX have now gone.
But is this a double bluff? Because we've seen the Outlaws kind of suit up and join the corporation. Is this going to be...
I don't know. The emotion that we saw in Road Dogg and Billy Gunn as they came out after X-Pac attacked, they looked to be shocked. But it might be, it might not, you know. But the story at the time is another good WrestleMania moment like you've had. Then we had the Hell in a Cell match, the worst Hell in a Cell match in history. Again, rewatching it, if it wasn't a Hell in a Cell match, it might have been a satisfactory match. But when you've got the Hell in a Cell gimmick in, you're expecting something a little bit more extreme. And I know we had the ending with the Brood coming out, but apart from that, you had nothing, you know?
Well, you know, you had that really awful handcuff spot. I mean, like, he spent ages handcuffing the Undertaker to the side only for it to snap once the Undertaker's weight went. And anyone that uses handcuffs, like I use them quite a lot for... Anyway, let's not get into that, but handcuffs don't break that easily.
No, and this is the thing, you know, and there's a few problems with that. Taker gets the win, luckily, and then the Brood hang the Boss Man afterwards.
They killed a man live.
They killed a man live paper, so we should have Boss Man's funeral tomorrow. Another interesting thing, you know, corporation and ministry feud. Does it really make sense at the moment with two heels going at it? I don't know, but hopefully they can explain that situation to us. And then on to the main event, Austin versus The Rock, Dan.
Oh, I gave that Hell in a Cell match 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah, 2.5 out of 5 for me as well for the Hell in a Cell match. And then on to the main event.
Absolutely brilliant. The storytelling of it was absolute perfection. You know, I often get annoyed by ref bumps, but these kind of ref bumps actually made sense, and it was kind of pivotal in the storytelling as well. You know, they start off fighting around the ring. They barely spent time in the ring, and you know, even though it was a no disqualification match, we saw a few chair shots and that was it. We didn't see him having to pull out kendo sticks, tables, ladders, the steel steps. You know, we didn't have to see all of that.
No, they just wanted to get their hands on each other, didn't they? You know?
And, you know, you can see how professional both these guys are. It kind of failed, so they just carried on. And they, you know, in a second shot, put the table through, or put the announce table through. And... you know, you wouldn't have thought it was a clusterfuck. You just thought Austin wants to really put him through that table.
Yeah. Without a doubt, you know. So I think this is the thing that we saw that these two men definitely delivered. I think it was the match of the night as well, in my eyes. You know, I think this was absolutely brilliant between the two, and especially the closing stages as well. When you get to that point, you know, rock bottom attempt into the stunner, very reminiscent of last year with the kind of Michaels and Austin thing. We see it again with these two and kind of just move it up a little level as well. What was your score out of 5 for that?
I'll have to go 5 as well.
I'll give Austin Rock 4.5, but that is my match of the night properly. Obviously Butterbean is a better moment.
You know, the way you're putting it is the Butterbean, because it was literally a moment, 35 seconds. You can hardly call it a match, but it was a moment, and definitely match of the night.
What was your let's just watch, because Austin now is going to leave the ring, but man saying that's his championship. And Austin, I think, is going to give him the title. Oh!
No, he offered him the title. Vince looked to take it, and he gets caught with a huge right hand.
And McMahon sent in. Oh, no!
Stunner to McMahon. And if he thought Austin winning the title after everything that he's been through was a feel-good moment, him stunning the bloke that's been a pain in his arse for a while now, you know, giving him a beer bath to wake him up.
Well, what a moment. McMahon has been completely embarrassed here. Covered in beer. Austin.
Austin's like, yeah, Vince, stay down a minute.
He's like, oh, he got his foot on McMahon. He's got one over McMahon.
So I reckon when he went down there, because Austin, you know, when he talks his shit when he goes down after giving him the finger, do you reckon he's saying, look, thanks for this?
Yeah, he must
absolutely appreciate everything you've done for me.
Goddamn kid. It's the greatest moment of my life.
Goddamn Vince.
Yeah, what a moment for McMahon.
And we finish off on the Boys to Men from the start of the show as well.
Yeah, we get the little video of everything that happened at WrestleMania 15.
So, you know, we kind of...
So what was your rating out of 10 then? 10.
I would have to say, I'd give it an 8. I think with the storytelling and the progression of what's happened, and you know, just the moments in it as well.
Like I say, it's not the greatest WrestleMania of all time, but when you're watching it, it is a very entertaining WrestleMania. That's why I'm giving it 8.5. It's my first WrestleMania I watched. At the time, I was all over the moments. Do you know what I mean? All the little things that happened. Yeah. Even the storyline through it of Mr. McMahon being a special guest referee, that not working out in the end. There was constantly things going on, which really made it like kind of enjoyable card for me, you know? So what was the fallout from WrestleMania? We move on to Raw episode 305, March 28th, 1999.
It's my life in the box in front of me. Then he talk in my arms, it's the soul of me.
It's the night after WrestleMania, and the big story is Rock losing the WWF title to Steve Austin. This will only serve to continue the war between Vince and Austin, but at the same time we're continuing Vince versus Undertaker. We're starting on the road to Backlash now, which would be the final In Your House pay-per-view. Let's get to it.
Well, we open with a recap of Austin's vote back to the title, including the beer truck attack from last week. And here comes the new champion to open the show to an eruption wearing black jeans for the only time I ever remember. Austin says he did exactly what he said he would do, head to Philadelphia, go up Route 316 and burn the SmackDown whole town to the ground. Now that we've got the sentimental crap out of the way, Austin thinks the WWF title belt isn't worth all the trouble and aggravation. He wants Vince out here right now so he can relinquish the belt.
What? Well, Vince cautiously comes to the ring after taking forever to come down the aisle. Austin hands him the belt like it's no big deal. Vince goes to leave, but Austin says it's not that easy. Austin has some footage for Vince, which shows McMahon running away with the WWF title at Breakdown and then taking the Smoking Skull belt with him as a trophy. Vince can have the belt, but Austin is the WWF champion, and there is nothing that can be done about that.
Well, he wants Vince to bring the Smoking Skull belt back because that's one he wants. If Vince decides to have it back here in 2 hours, he'll be getting a beating of his life. But man says no because the belt reminds him that he's phone calls Steve Austin. And he looks ready to stun her, but Vince says if Austin attacks him without being provoked, Vince can fire him on the spot. Austin has another clip from last night showing Vince stomping Austin down in the corner. That sounds like provocation to Austin, so the 2 hours are ticking away. Vince hits Austin in the back with a belt and runs away.
And a lot of people arrive at the show.
And Vince sends Stephanie to get the belt.
And we go on to our first match, which is Sable and Jacqueline versus Tori and Ivory.
Well, this is a result of Jackie burning Ivory's face with a cigar last night in heat. Ivory jumps Jackie to start, and it's a giant swing for good measure. Off to Tori as Ivory chases Terry up the rank for lightly another cigar. Sable is still holding the belt on the apron when she uses to clock Jackie in the back of the head. Tori gets the worst backslide ever for the pin.
Tori and Sable are about to brawl when the Ministry of Darkness interrupts. Sable can't escape because there are ropes with Hughes behind her. Taker says he wants to see what she's got. Sable starts doing the grinds, so Taker grabs her by the throat, and he says he's got Vince's meal ticket, so he needs to get out here right now to save her.
Well, Vince tells Shane to stay in the back with Stephanie while he takes care of this. Isn't she supposed to go into Connecticut? Vince comes out, drops the mic, and then heads right back through the curtain. He sprints right to the back, screaming for Stephanie, but finding no daughter in the dressing room. Vince yells at Shane as we take a break.
And we're back from a break with Vince Shane not to call the cops and saying Stephanie must be in the parking lot instead of, going to look for her. He walks around the dressing room. This is very interesting to see when you know what's coming in the story.
Well, here's a sullen X-Pac with something to say. He came back here a year ago because of a phone call from Triple H saying DX was falling apart. Then last night, Triple H turns it in by making a choice. The Outlaws and X-Pac will be out here every week to tell Hunter to suck it until they die. Triple H's name may be Hunter, but tonight did. That's a nice line.
Well, Vince gets a call from Undertaker saying she really is sugar and spice and everything nice.
We then get Big Show versus Test.
Well, Big Show is freshly faced after objecting to Vince yelling at him last night. A boot to the face sets up the chokeslam to end Test in about 30 seconds.
Well, Big Show talks about how Vince is having some personal trauma right now, but Show doesn't really care. Vince thought that he owned Big Show, but no one owns him at all. It was Vince that said when Big Show got to the WWF, everything was going to be changed. Starting tonight, Vince is going to eat those words.
And then back to the back, and Vince sends Shamrock to find Stephanie.
We get a hardcore title match, Steve Williams versus Hardcore Holly.
Holly won the title back last week and is defending it here as a result of accidentally breaking JR's broadcast table a few weeks back. Williams pounds Holly into the corner to start, but Holly comes back with kicks of his own. Steve comes back with a quick belly-to-belly suplex as JR gets on Spanish commentary, wanting to go back to work. Williams goes after Holly's leg, wrapping it round the post for good measure.
Well, cue also a frying pan to lay Williams to keep the title on Holly. They managed to make a hardcore match really boring. It's really hard to do when you think about how insane some of these matches could be. The JR Steve Williams stuff needs to wrap up soon. There's nothing interesting at all there. People don't want to boo JR, and these heel turns never really work out for him anyway.
And we get The Rock versus Billy Gunn. Shane's commentary, and Rock powers Billy into the corner and fires off right hands as Shane goes nuts. Billy comes back with a drop toe hold and a drop kick before working on the arm for a bit. Rock slugs Gunn down as Shane tells everyone to focus. A suplex gets two for the great one, and there's a stun gun to Gunn for 2 more. They head outside with Billy being sent into barricade and Rock jumping on commentary, only to have Billy flash in for no apparent reason. And Billy fires off some right hands, only to be caught with a rock bottom and people's elbow. Big ovation for the pin.
Yeah, Rock's face turn is imminent at this point for the same reason it happened last time. You can't hold that kind of charisma down. The other thing to remember is that The Rock never really turned face in 1998. He just started fighting heels, but still talked trash and acted arrogant before joining up with Vince and the company. Billy Gunn continues to get
Shamrock information out of whoever has it in order to get Vince's baby girl back.
And Austin watches the clock.
And I think the first person that Gangrel's going to beat to get some information out of is Ken And I think Gangrel is the first person that Ken Shamrock is going to beat up to try and get some information out of.
Well, Gangrel's rammed into various objects, but still he doesn't know where she is. Some whips into the steps, soften Gangrel up a bit more before we head back hands and more interrogation. The fans get distracted by something, so Shamrock stalls for a bit. The belly-to-belly sets up an ankle lock on Gangrel to end the massacre.
Well, you can only assume that Gangrel was there as a warm body for Shamrock to beat on, which is probably the best idea given his rather limited in-ring skills. At least this short match had a bit of a purpose, unlike other sort of stuff that you'll see.
And we see Edge and Christian come out after Shamrock and the lights go out. Shamrock gets a bloodbath, but he grabs Christian by the ankle. He cranks on the hold until Christian says Stephanie is in the basement.
And post-break, Shamrock is in the basement to try and find the lost princess.
We get an Intercontinental Championship match, Road Dogg versus Goldust. Well, the Jack and Jive sets up the shaky knee drop only to have to escape the curtain call. Meanie chokes Dogg with a belt, allowing the curtain call to connect for the title.
Intercontinental Champion is Goldust.
Yeah, I mean, how in the world do you overbook a match that runs 4 minutes? Also, I don't get the mentality of having a title change here instead of doing it the night before, at WrestleMania. These were the last 2 of the 4-way last night, so why not give Goldie the title here? Nothing match, which was way overdone.
Well, post-match, Goldust says that was a raging climax, which was a tagline of WrestleMania last night. He says we'll know something very soon.
Well, Shamrock finds Stephanie crying with a ministry mark on her forehead.
Ministry mark Calloway. Stephanie cries on her dad's shoulder. That's a relief. It had been a full 10 minutes since we saw Vince.
And then we get the tag titles. It's Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett. That's JEFFJARRETT versus Legion of Doom.
It's a brawl to start, of course, with the LOD flanked by Paul Ellering cleaning house to start. Animal slams Jeff down for 2 and we're ready to go. The fans call Owen a nugget, but an Animal suplex quietens them down. Jarrett's knee to the back allows Owen to kick Animal's head off to take over before it's off to Jeff. Animal comes back with a double clothesline, cleans house as Hawk finally comes in to help. Doomsday Device puts Owen down, but there's no referee. Jeff cracks a guitar over Hawk's head and puts Owen on top to retain the belt.
Vince thanks Shamrock for the services and Shane has a Smoking Skull belt. Vince doesn't care because the night is over. Shane is tasked with giving the belt back to Austin. They leave, but Shane says tonight isn't over.
And we go on to our next match, which is X-Pac versus Triple H, trying to get a bit of X-Pac retribution over what happened the night before.
Oh, so here comes X-Pac for a bit of retribution, but Triple H coming out and look at him smirking.
He hasn't got a cigarette in his gob, he's got a smile on his face, because I think he's just turned to the dark side.
Well, he has. X-Pac definitely wants a piece of Triple H. And Shane McMahon coming out here with what X-Pac thinks is his European Championship and China. And what a night it was for the corporation last night at WrestleMania, getting Triple H on board. You got to wonder how long this planning's been, and X-Pac going straight away, but Triple H with the right hands.
X-Pac starting to fight back, and it's a bit of yay on A punches.
X-Pac is getting the advantage, but Triple H, the bigger man, with a knee to the midsection. And it was a year ago to the day on Raw. Triple H brought X-Pac back to be a part of the new DX. Hip toss attempt blocked by Triple H, but nice by X-Pac.
Spinning heel kick. Drops Triple H.
And now the chops by X-Pac, sending Triple H back in the corner.
Triple H ducks a clothesline, catches X-Pac with the knee.
And now Triple H Irish whipping X-Pac. Go for the clothesline, dodged.
Catches a spinning heel kick, but X-Pac catches him with a insecurity.
Oh, Triple H sent it to the corner. X-Pac went in. Kind of Bronco busted that second rope.
Triple H with a huge clothesline, dropping Pac. Now the ball is certainly in Triple H's court as he drops X-Pac with a chop to the chest.
And X-Pac trying to fight back, but we've got this fight between two DX guys. Now the knee to the face of X-Pac. And so many questions and so many things asked and answered here tonight about the corporation and the ministry. Stephanie abducted. What did the ministry do to her? Where's the Smoking Skull belt? Is Vince McMahon going to give in and just give it back to Austin? Has he got bigger things to worry about now? And Shane here hiding behind China. Is Shane trying to build his own corporation at the moment? We've seen Big Show leave and now Triple H is a part of it with China.
Oh, but X-Pac fighting back. He's bleeding through the mouth. That might be internal bleeding there.
Well, Triple H has put a beating on him, but X-Pac has got such a big heart fighting back.
Catches Triple H with a clothesline, takes him down.
Now backs him up into the corner.
Follows up with a spinning heel kick. Drops Triple H, looking for that Bronco Buster.
And X-Pac going to go for it. No, Shane holding a leg.
X-Pac not happy with that, so he closes Shane down. Shane draws him into the ring.
And China's in now.
Drops X-Pac with a clothesline.
Well, China is not even in this match. Disqualification.
Oh, Hebner calls for the bell. He may have won the match, but he's certainly going to lose this battle.
And now Triple H beating him down. We're going to see pedigree. No. Oh.
Low blow by China.
Well, if any doubt was in our minds if Triple H had turned his back on DX, we can answer that now.
Now with a pedigree.
And Triple H sending X-Pac to suck it. Oh.
The lights have gone out.
And last night at WrestleMania, China turned her back on a man who can make most of the World Wrestling Federation scared. It's Kane!
Well, has Kane effectively turned face in this now?
I think so. You hear the fans as well.
It seems like he's coming out to save X-Pac, or is he going to come down to beat him? Is he still part of the corporation? But he's had problems with Triple H.
I don't think Kane wants to be a part of the corporation with the threat of the guys in the white jackets to take him away. He now wants his hands on Triple H and China. Oh my God. The fire goes off and Shane must be crazy attacking Kane from behind.
Well, that didn't work. He gets his jacket ripped off by Kane. And Triple H looking to capitalise on it, but he gets dropped by the big red machine.
And now China's in. And she said, "You won't do anything to me, Kane. Remember how close we are." Oh, Shane giving Triple H a chair. Unprotected chair shot to the face. And the corporation getting out of here. And Kane sits up. And he's got the chair and he's going to go after Triple H and China. And Shane is hiding behind the announce table right now.
Shane is still here at ringside. Kane has gone back pursuing Triple H and China. Is that a greenish belt that he's got on the title? That looks hideous.
Says that they're both champions, and if Austin wants the belt, all he has to do is look around the waist of the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
So The Rock is the WWF champ.
Well, he's coming out here and he's got the Smoking Skull title and the championship that Vince McMahon said he didn't know where it was. But here comes The Rock.
Cue The Rock with the title over his shoulder, making Shane look like a mean old liar. Rock gives Austin credit before changing his mind because there's nobody.
Nobody.
The Rock, don't do that. That can take this belt from him. He may have lost last night, but it took two stunners to do it.
Oh, wait a minute. And the glass has just smashed. And here comes the rattlesnake. And he wants his title belt back. And he's running to the ring.
The Rock was prepared for him, though. Austin through the ring. But finally drags The Rock out and just starts wailing away with some big rights.
Oh, my God. And Austin's got The Rock.
Throws him over the announce table.
And they just picked up where they left off last night. All through the Spanish announce table. And now The Rock getting caught with the right hand. And Shane's there.
He gets dropped with a stunner.
Oh.
But it gives a chance of Rock to come back into it.
And The Rock giving Austin a finger and laying a smackdown on him. And now Rock's got the title belt. And he's just taken out the Rattlesnake. Well, a minute, here comes Triple H. And Triple H and The Rock side by side. One of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
And the rest of the corporation come down as Ken Shamrock.
And let's not forget he had a bloodbath earlier, but he did find Stephanie and Test as well.
Test. Here is Test.
And this is a new corporation.
Well, who's going to come down and save Austin? Anyone?
Well, I don't think so. China taking Shane away. And this is 4-on-1. The odds don't look good. Wait a minute. Here comes the 7-footer. He said he's going to make the corporation pay.
Dropping everyone with headbutts.
A Big Show here now chopped to Shamrock.
Scarpa, he's jumped in the ring, grabbed the belt.
Austin's just closed on Triple H over the top. And I never thought these two men faced off 2 weeks ago. Oh!
Well, it was against Austin. Well, because of Austin, Big Show made his debut coming through the ring and taking out the Rattlesnake.
And now these two men side by side. And a stunner on Shamrock. Now Triple H is back in. Big Show's got him.
Huge delayed choke slam.
Boom. And that's how you do it. My God. There we go. That was Raw. Dan, what are your thoughts on that?
I thought it was entertaining. It's still kind of continuing stories. It did put an end to it, but it's kind of going on to the next chapter. I know you've still got Undertaker and Vince, and the Ockham-Rostin rivalry is still going strong, but it is really hot, so why would you want to kind of not pursue it anyway?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think for a Raw after WrestleMania, maybe this didn't have it all, but it's just continued along the story, didn't it? Into Backlash and our next pay-per-view. I think that was good. What have you thought of the World Wrestling Federation in March of 1999 then?
I feel it's been absolutely on point, aside from the debacles whistling. You know, and it's not me being sexist, it is actually really awful. It is. But the storyline progression, you've got kind of Kane and the Big Show, they've turned face. You've got Triple H and China, they've turned heel. What's going to happen with DX moving forward? Are they still going to be DX, seeing as though they've got no original members left? You know, Rock and Triple H working together, I mean, who would have thunk that?
Exactly, and this is the weird things that we are seeing here in WWF, and we will continue it next month. So that was WWF, that was absolutely brilliant, but we've got to finish up WCW for the month as well, and we had one episode left, it's episode 185, and it is the 29th of March, 1999.
And we start off with David and Tori / Samantha in front of a fire talking about how Hogan treats Dave like a father, which Dave never had. Dave can't believe that Flair is dodging Hogan.
And we're live from Toronto. They show a new VW Beetle that they're giving away in a contest on WCW.com.
It's a promotional tie-in with Beetle Adventure Racing for the N64.
And there's a big Larry chant in Canada.
Tony talks about the Hart interview from last week where he challenged Goldberg to a 5-minute match.
There is a huge "We Want Brett" chant.
We get footage from the Hart interview.
A lot of Canadians at ringside for some reason.
It might be because they're in Canada, eh?
I don't know.
In what may be a harbinger of things to come, we're forced to experience Ronan's beautiful rap video.
Well, haven't they figured out how much this sucks yet?
And that is not at all. Well, don't tell me we're going to go through like another hour number one like a few weeks ago.
Well, match one is Conan.
Orale, arriba la raza, I'm Bowdy.
Versus Vincent, where Angle that will never die.
Well, Conan with a mule kick, carpet muncher, and applies the tequila sunrise for the submission win.
I don't know if that's called that. Tenay plugs the hotline.
an unspecial look at Hogan and Tori talking about how David thinks Hogan is his father.
Tori asks about a fight with Nash.
Apparently, she's taken the faux title. She's talking about the faux title match.
And Tori asks if Hogan could beat Nash again. Hogan whispers something in her ear.
Well, Mean Gene calls out Hogan.
Oh, poor Canada. They don't deserve this.
Well, Tony says maybe we've been a little hard on the NWO.
Hard on. Hogan, well, you know something, Mean Gene?
He goes on to say Hollywood and the Wolfpack is definitely in the house. Brother!
Has Hogan made a trip to Canada since he lost to Jacques Rougeau? It'd be pretty funny if he hadn't.
Well, Hogan talks about the largest arms in the world, but Scott Steiner is nowhere to be seen.
Hogan talks about his belt.
And he's getting quite a decent face pop, which doesn't really help my opinion of Canada.
Gene is playing up Hogan as a face too.
The crowd are chanting, Hogan! Hogan!
Well, Hogan poses, cups his ear, etc. I fear for the future of professional wrestling.
Well, Tony says that someone in customs reported seeing Sting in Toronto.
Wow, well, a special look at Goldberg, or 60 seconds with jobbers and grunting.
Tony talks about Sting.
Well, they want to know what he'll be wearing.
What is this, a wrestling show or freaking GQ?
Well, I mean, I guess red or white or nothing at all. Today talks to DDP. Damn it, I almost forgot about him. Thanks for reminding me. See, if I ever do anything for you tonight, just let me know.
Well, we take a look back at the Scott Steiner / DDP / Kim thing.
Yeah, DDP says Kim is doing fine.
He says that Steiner gave him a herniated L4 disc.
But he doesn't want Tenay to make excuses for him and says that Steiner laid him out that night.
Well, Tenay wants to know about the Steiner gets Kim for 30 days stipulation. DDP asks if Tenay is an idiot. DDP says that stip was never enforced.
And he says don't buy the hype about the People's Champion, but he says he's coming back his way.
And match 2 is Kenny Chaos versus Ra.
This is an Irish whip and checks Chaos into the SmackDown hotel with the death penalty.
Meltdown, splat, win.
And Tenay plugs the hotline.
More fun with Nash and Tori.
Yeah, Nash wants to know about David.
Tori wants to know about when Hogan beat him.
Yeah, Tori says Hogan says when Hogan beat Nash it was real.
Well, Nash isn't happy Hogan was talking about that.
Oh, so is Tori playing Nash against Hogan? Who cares? Mean Gene calls out Ric Flair to a chorus of boos.
Well, Flair walks the aisle.
And he insults someone I'm not sure who is.
He says coming to Canada isn't a good decision because he doesn't like being here.
Flair says he can spend a week in Canada with $100.
He also says he has a surprise for wrestling fans tonight.
There's a massive arsehole chant.
Why, was you in the crowd, James?
Hey.
Well, he says that someone has been after him all night, so Flair said he could come out on Flair's time and make a presentation to the president.
Well, DDP makes his way out.
Page has his...
Page says, my, how things have changed.
He says Bischoff must have beamed into Flair's body.
Well, Flair says, because I've got the book, I can do whatever I want to with you, like I used to.
He says that DDP came here because DDP wants a match with Steiner.
Well, DDP insults the Canadian fans, calling them, I believe, jack-offs.
Well, Flair says he's going to make a corporate decision. Since Hogan's complaining and DDP's complaining, they'll wrestle each other.
Hogan comes down the aisle.
Treats to the apron.
And the crowd chant, Hogan, Hogan, Hogan.
And Wade says, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me.
Hogan threatens Flair.
He also threatens DDP.
And DDP and Hogan both agree to go through each other.
He says that he'll be DDP's manager tonight.
We cut to a shot in the rafters and a black and white Sting is up there.
And Flair orders Sting down.
We see the normal Nitro opener.
And the Nitro girls are in the ring.
And Scott Norton versus Rick Steiner.
And the music brings out...
Yeah, it's Scott Norton.
He'll be jobbing tonight to the Bulldog of Death.
And in the back, Ray is asking Kidman to be his partner against Benoit and Malenko.
Well, Kidman isn't sure, but eventually agrees.
Chris Adams versus World TV Champion Booker T is the next match.
Well, Zabisco is still in the booth because they can't find Heenan.
Chris Adams gets TV title shot. WCW Superstar. What the fuck did I say that for? Booker goes up top, lands a missile dropkick for the title defense.
Footage from Ray offering Kidman another cruiserweight shot at Sting Spring Stampede.
Match 5 is Jerry Flynn versus Chris Jericho.
Can I just say that I reckon Jerry Flynn's going to win this one? Well, Jericho gets a mic and welcomes Toronto to Monday Night Jericho.
Jericho says he's 100% Canadian. Heenan says, what was that with the exchange rate? So they said about 85%.
Well, Jericho's claim everything he is in Canada.
But now he lives in the US.
Well, he says that he was walking through Toronto and he had one thought, I'm glad I moved to the States.
Well, Jericho gets a boot up on a corner charge and then rolls Flynn up, puts his feet on the ropes and gets the pin. So Jerry Flynn no one cares about Jerry Flynn even though Jericho is leaving.
Well, Mean Gene has spice with him and not that illegal drug that the hippie students have been smoking.
I don't know. They're talking about the Beatle contest. Spice eventually speaks and she even sounds quite attractive.
Well, someone has framed movie poster for Wrestling with Shadows.
And Bret Hart makes his way out.
And the Canadians go ape shit over Bret.
As Heenan said, you used to be able to say that Gene Knitsky was Canada's? Heenan said, you used to be able to say Gene Knitsky was Canada's greatest athlete. I thought Iron Mike Sharp held that distinction.
That really counts. We get a huge ovation for Hart. And he says it's nice to be in a place where you get just a little respect.
He says that everyone's upset about the ratings, but it start off with a little bit of "Oh Canada."
Well, he quotes some of "Oh Canada" and the crowd loves it.
And he says, Bischoff, put that in your pipe.
He mentions that he's a five-time world champion.
The mention of Flair gets massive boos.
And Hart says Hogan is afraid of him.
The Hart says he came to WWE to earn a reputation, not to lose it.
And the mention of William Goldberg gets boos.
And Hart calls Goldberg out.
And he says that he beat Steve Austin every time he ever fought him.
Hart says Goldberg likes to fancy himself a big tough football player, but Hart removes Calgary Hitman jersey to reveal a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey underneath. This is hockey country. The crowd goes absolutely nuts.
Well, Goldberg music hit and the crowd boos, but a huge Goldberg chant starts up.
So here comes Goldberg. And Goldberg means business coming out. He's been challenged. Brett says Goldberg won't last 5 minutes with him. Maybe this is what we need, a feud. Goldberg versus Brett. Brett's not doing anything. Goldberg's not doing anything. For the World Championship.
If one of them gets it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we got to get down the road. Well, the fans chanting for Brett, chanting for Goldberg. And Goldberg's not having it.
Oh, spears Brett.
And a spear to Brett. And what happens after the spear, Dan?
Well, he should be getting up.
Well, no, hang on a minute. Well, Brett's down, but Goldberg's down as well.
1, 2, 3. Goldberg wins.
Well,
he pinned him for 3. You saw that there.
Both men out. What happened? Did Goldberg hit his head? Well, Brett's been down a while. Goldberg looks to be out as well. Well, Goldberg wiped out Brett, and Brett's moving now.
Goldberg still isn't.
Goldberg's out, and Brett's rolling on top of Goldberg. 1, 2, 3. Brett beats Goldberg.
After Goldberg's already... What's this? He takes off the Maple Leaf jersey and he's got steel plate underneath it.
Oh my God, Goldberg hit the steel plate. Outsmarted. Well, he said he could beat Goldberg. I think he proved it there. Yeah, he can outsmart the big man.
Well, he didn't prove that he beat him though, because Goldberg had him pinned for 3 seconds. Well, for about 15, 20 seconds.
Well, Brett's got the pinfall. That's what's happened now. He's got the microphone.
Brett's not an official referee, and he didn't count that.
Well, Brett says, go ahead and respect that. Hey, Bischoff, and the WCW, and Dan White, I quit. And Brett now is walking out, and we go to a commercial.
Well, as we come back, we see a very grey Bischoff confronting Bret Hart, but Hart just walking past him.
A special look at Buff Bagwell versus Scott Steiner.
And match 6 is Buff Bagwell versus Norman Smiley.
And Buff Bagwell comes out in new white tights.
And he gets the mic.
Buff tells Toronto that Big Papa Pump and Buff Daddy are no more.
And he says that the crowd can choose who they want, but they should remember that he loves them as much as they love him. After all, he's the Buff and he's the stuff.
His opponent is Norman Smiley, and yes, this match should rule.
Well, Buff gets a boot up, hops up to the second buckle, nails the Buff blockbuster for the win.
It's actually quite a good match.
And then we get more useless blabber with James and the announcers.
And then match 7 is WWE World Tag Team Champions Noir and Dean Malenko versus the WWE World Cruiserweight Champion Rey Mysterio Jr. and Billy Kidman. So the tag team titles on the line. We've seen Kidman and Mysterio teaming up soon with a bit of respect.
So does that make Benoit and Malenko heels now because they're associated with Flair and the Horsemen, and Flair's kind of a heel now?
They should do, but this is... And now Kidman and Kidman and Benoit are going to start.
That and also teamed up with the fact that Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman are definitely faces.
Well, I think the fans just going to experience this. This is 4 great wrestlers. Hopefully get the chance to shine in the co-main event of Nitro. Can show maybe what the future will be for WWE. I think this is what it's all about now in 1999. He's trying to get rid of the old guys and moving on, see who the next generation will be. I think these 4 definitely at this point in time be called the future. You know, definitely got a lot of potential. Benoit, Irish Whip and Kidman into the corner.
But Benoit has been all over Billy Kidman since the get-go in this match. Bouncing his head off the turnbuckle, giving him a series of chops. A few kicks to the chest and the jaw. Back suplex attempt from Benoit. Kidman lands on his feet, hits the BK bomb. 1, 2. Oh, but Benoit kicks out. Rey Mysterio gets a tag in and so does Malenko.
Well, Mysterio's had a different look every time we've seen him. He's still going like a combat look, but this time it's dungarees he's wearing.
So what's happened to Eddie Guerrero?
He's injured. He got injured at the start of the year, involved in a horrific car accident. But Bischoff said he's going to stick by him with his contract. But yeah, he's out the majority of 99. Jericho's not refused his contract, so he's not going to be involved in major storylines. And, you know, like I said, Benoit, Malenko here, but they're being used in tag team. But like you're saying, are they heels, are they faces? Not really explained it, you know. So it's interesting to see what they do. The tag team titles on the line here. And, you know, Kidman, I think there's a lot of potential. He's a cruiserweight champion. Same with Ray. But what about Conan? We've not really seen him. Now he's feuding with Disco Inferno. That's a step down. Well, there's the injury, you know, costed him the match. But Ray's jumped to Cruiserweight Championship, and then he went against World Champion Flair. Now he's going to get the tag team title champion. So, you know, Ray's definitely been put in the right position this month. But will it last? Comes off the second rope. Benoit catches him.
Hurricane Rana from Mysterio, though. Catches Malenko as he's on his way in. Turns his attentions back to Benoit. Irish whips him into the corner.
Well, a heart attack into the powerbomb there off the top. And Mysterio may be out. Kidman watching on, but I think he's done. And Malenko just put in position now.
No, Mysterio was playing possum, kicks him off, tags in Kidman. Up top, huge knockdown to Malenko. Takes out Benoit, but gets caught by Dino.
And now Kidman turns it to the face buster. Going for the cover, but Benoit in there to stop it.
Right, so Benoit was in, pulled Kidman off. Rey Mysterio comes in and then the referee reprimands Rey Mysterio for it.
And the referee still hasn't got either Benoit or Malenko out. And now Mysterio takes Benoit out. Hurricane Rana. Malenko's caught on that top rope. And now he's got him. Oh!
A huge gut buster from the second rope.
Malenko in, but Mysterio managing to stop it. And now they're going to go to commercial as Malenko, Benoit, suplex Kidman.
Well, they hang him up over the top rope.
And it's Kidman that's been worked on in the commercial. Now big knee to the gut by Benoit. And a sign of disrespect there. Benoit just snorting on Kidman. Irish whip into the corner. And again Benoit tagging in Malenko, working like a well-oiled team.
They're working like heels.
Lots of empty seats.
Delayed suplex from Malenko. Well, they sim Bret Hart. I don't need to see anything else now.
To be fair, that's probably it, yeah. You got your main event of DDP versus Flair, is it, or Hogan? One or the other. Hogan versus DDP, so yeah, maybe fans. Just going to wait for a while. Malenko now suplex to Kidman.
Oh, back body drop. Floats over for the cover. 2. Oh, but Kidman kicks out.
Malenko, such a skilled guy. It's a shame maybe personality was missing a little bit, but I think it would have worked well in a tag team. And now Kidman sunset flip to Malenko.
The Iceman.
And the Iceman managed to get up at 2.
2.
Then with a clothesline, just putting Billy down. And now Malenko tags in Benoit.
Both men just lift Kidman up about 10 foot in the air.
At least 12 foot.
Dropping face first onto the mat. Benoit with a cover, but Kidman managing to kick out.
Now Benoit might be getting a little bit frustrated, but just hits him with a gut buster. Now Irish whip to Kidman, shot to the gut.
And again drapes Kidman over the top rope.
He is, he's been putting on a little bit. Looks in great shape at the moment, does Benoit.
We cannot confirm nor deny.
And Kidman get thrown outside to the wolf of Malenko. Now Benoit Malenko picking up Kidman, but
both looking to probably powerbomb him, but Kidman managing to kick them both down.
And now
Tags in Mysterio.
Now Ray's in, and he's quick as a hiccup.
He done fire, baby.
And he's in. We've seen Dusty Rhodes come back, and now Mysterio's in there, baby. Gets reversed Irish whip. Tilt a whirl, but turned Mysterio, Hurricane Runner. Sends Benoit to the outside. Kidman gets Irish whipped, but sent out.
Takes out Benoit. Malenko over tilt a whirl, backbreaker to Mysterio. Goes for the cover. Referee's distracted.
And I think that could have been job done then. Benoit sent it to barricade. Irish whip. Mysterio hangs up Malenko on that top rope. Here comes Raven and Saturn. Mysterio going up. Oh.
He's caught in a powerbomb. Texas Cloverleaf locked in.
Raven's in.
Even flow DDT. Fans love it.
Well, what's Saturn and Raven doing now? I know they've had their problems with Malenko and Benoit. Mysterio into the cover.
1,
2,
3.
Oh! And we've got new tag team champions for Mysterio.
What? No.
What are your thoughts on that, Dan?
Absolutely love it. I mean, Rey Mysterio is current cruiserweight champion and tag champion.
And he faced the world heavyweight champion last week on Nitro. It's been a hot march for him. I don't think it was a bad match at all. No definite heels there, but it worked out well. And Kidman and Mysterio are on a roll now. I think it's good for WWE doing it. Don't you?
Oh, certainly, yeah. It does seem like trying to push the future.
Yeah, I think this is good, and we get moments like that. Well, up next it's Nitro Girls, and then match A is Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus DDP with World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair at ringside. Mike Buffer does the honours, and this is just a basic Hogan match, really, against DDP. There seems to be a bit of problem in the crowd at the moment. That's what the fans are focusing on. Well, DDP can't keep Hogan down. Oh, my God, and Hogan's got a leg. Even contest so far between these two men. Flair working maybe who's going to be the number one contender. Coming up next, Hogan rolling up DDP. He's got him. Page turning it to...
Oh.
But Hogan managed to kick out.
Uh-huh.
And we haven't seen Page in a while. Like I said, Steiner to come out, but he's coming back for the World Championship.
Flair's out to do the dirty on Hogan. DDP doesn't want any of it. He wants a clean match, straight down the middle.
Well, he called himself the People Champion. He wants to prove everybody. And, Irish whip reversed into the referee. And now Page is down. And now Hogan hulking up. Flair's in the ring with a chair. Charles Robinson pretending he can't see anything. Turning a blind eye and just touches Page with the weakest chair shot in history. And now it's Flair and Hogan going at it.
And Charles Robinson's definitely...
And Hogan not having it.
Hulking up on Flair now.
And he's blocked, and now Irish whip kick to Flair.
The fans, they're throwing tennis balls into the ring.
Throwing all sorts of trash in. Leg drop on Page. Robinson's not counting. And Hogan's had enough.
Watch Robinson with a big right hand.
Go for the cover on Page. The other referee's recovered. 1, 2, 3. Page is pinned by Hogan. When it could have maybe ended in DQ, decided not to. Hogan is the man again.
So just when WCW were getting so much right, they put Hogan over Page.
Yeah. And I'm not saying Page is the greatest, youngest talent or whatever, but he's new to the main event scene. And it didn't really make sense. And Hogan's here celebrating. And you can see the rubbish getting thrown in. And, a few positives, Mysterio, Kidman, Booker T, even Jericho to a lesser extent. And then it's let down by Flair and Hogan, Buff Bagwell, Lex Luger. So, Dan, that is it. That's the last main event for Nitro. What are your thoughts on WCW in March?
As I say, it's had a few good moments. Rey Mysterio versus Kidman, absolute barn burner of a match. Mysterio and Kidman winning the tag titles as well. It's something that shows they're looking for the future. Goldberg, Brett, I think it's a bit of excitement. There's going to be a match down the line between them two. And Goldberg's going to ultimately come out on top. But it's not anywhere near the entertainment factor that WWF has got at the
No,
moment.
I mean, if you could be, we don't want to compare the two because it's not fair, but like every character in WWF has got a storyline or a goal where they're going to, and it's just severely lacking in WCW. And the characters that you do like in WCW either featured one week or not the next, or they're kind of faces and then heels, or kind of like they're featured with different people. Like we saw Ric Flair, we saw Mysterio involved in a tag team title match, cruiserweight title match, and a world title match. That's good, but then we see Goldberg involved in like the Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner feud. We see him involved with Hulk Hogan and Nat Kevin Nash, and then just against Hack as well,
But on about comparing them, Ric Flair is a power mad president who's like, it's his way or it's no way, basically. And it seems like he's trying to rip off what McMahon's doing in WWE. And then, you've got the corporation stable, but that's kind of like NWO. So you've got two elements of them, but they couldn't be further apart.
Well, and this is the thing as well. The problem with WWE do know this now, sometimes, is that if you have someone in charge, like a power-hungry person or someone like dictating as a heel, then when you change it up, you need a kind of babyface for a little while just to bring it back to status quo. And ever since Bischoff, kind of been with NWO and they've been in control, and now it's turned to Ric Flair, it's nothing different, And the reason Mr. McMahon works so special, it was different for everything we've seen. And then you see with the storyline, Mr. McMahon is not going to be around for long because WWF realised, we can't have him that often. It's ironic it would happen later on in years, but at the time WCW are like, right, we had this guy Bischoff who wanted control, now we've got Flair who wants control, and it's kind of, you want something a little bit different. But I still think it's entertaining at this point. It's not jumped the shark just yet. There's really annoying things, but WCW is still watchable. Do you know what I mean? Nitro's still passable at this point.
Nitro's better than what Impact is now.
I think Nitro could be better in parts than what Raw is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In argument's sake with what we've seen, main events wise, I would have much rather seen someone like Goldberg versus Mysterio versus Flair in the main event. Would have been a lot more interesting than kind of stuff we're getting week in, week out now on Raws and SmackDowns.
But, to be fair to the products, Raw and SmackDown have been the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's, like I say, and Nitro goes in and out as well. So, we can't really have a go and think it does change. You have the chance to evolve. But that is it for everything now on the Wnr207. Don't forget our next episode will be WWE Fastlane, where James does go 3-0 against Dan. But don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at WWE Network Review or
at Vince McDan, WWE.
I'm at J_Rollins across all the Google platforms. Send us an email to WNRpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook. You come and find our page and give us a like with the WWE Network Review podcast. Or you can come and find me and add me as a friend. I'm Vince McDan.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, WWE Network Review Podcast. We've got clips on there. Podcast got at the same time on YouTube. We do other places like SoundCloud.
On your phone.
Speaker Radio. We've got a live show, WrestleMania and NXT coming up. Stitcher Radio and iTunes. We can download, subscribe, rate and review there. But that is it. Don't forget, next episode is Fastlane. But until then, I have been James Rollins and as always, joined by
Dan White.
Thanks to everybody and bye.
Bye.